Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Quad City sports fans of all ages, ESPN 93.5 and Town Square Media is proud to present to you the best Quad City sports talk radio show in the world. With the face who runs the place, T-Roy, the OG on the marquee, Jaybird, and the cat who runs the chat with the stats, Statman Surge. We are Don't Hassle Us, We're Local. We're not a Quad City Sports Talk radio show. We're not the Quad City Sports Talk radio show. We are your Quad City Sports Talk radio show. Welcome to the conversation, Quad Cities. But first, the dawn.
And welcome to Who Needs a Foster Friday here in the Hassle Palace, brought to you by Done Right Satellite and Dish. And that's right, this is Don't Hassle So Local here on ESPN 93.5. Sergie's back in the house. Say hey, kid.
Hey, kid.
How we doing?
Doing great. How are you, buddy?
I am running the board, man.
It's Troy, right?
I think that's my name.
Okay.
It's been that for, 48 years. Good and counting.
Hey, guys. Nice jugs.
Yeah. And then sitting in for T-Roy is the man formerly known as Vato, Nick Toffanelli.
I'm sitting in for you?
I think so.
Yeah. That's
Is
his
that
spot.
how this, we just all rotated a seat?
I don't know what
Listen.
this. I don't know. Hey, it's Anti-Foster Friday. This is our day to prove we don't need him.
He's gone.
And his bag of tricks.
Much like the Titanic or the Hindenburg, this initial cruise with T-Roy behind the board should be smooth sailing.
Dude, it should be. It should be. Hindenburg and Titanic were epic. This should be so much better.
You started from the bottom, and now you're here.
I worked my way out of the top. I used to just sweep the floors of Harrington's.
Look at you now.
I know. I'm
Really doing it, man.
I know. Hey, and then we have in studio from Front Street Brewery, right at the mouth of the Mississippi, if you will.
Right.
Middle
Middle
of
of it.
Middle of the mouth.
Right in the
Side
middle of the river.
mouth.
It's a big mouth.
We got Adam in. I know. Adam from Front Street. He brought us some beers. He's here to talk to us.
I got some beers. Let's drink them.
Yeah. Did you get one?
No.
Oh, we got to get Sergi one, buddy.
I'll do one.
Surge a beer.
I'll do
So
one.
while you're
T-Roy,
pouring that,
I'm going to have one and then I'm staying.
Deal.
deal. All right, you're in.
7 or 8 more and then I got to go.
All right. I love it. I love it.
It's Friday.
It's Anti-Foster Friday, remember?
It's Big Friday.
It is a big Friday. We're coming off of Game 1 from last night. We'll talk about... But first, let's talk about Front Street. What's going on, brother?
Well, the never-ending flood. The river's back up.
So we're not going to do a frickin' release today, I take it?
Well, we're still open today. You might have to put your boots on to get there, but we're going to see how it goes. You can get there via Western. There's a little bit of water over the intersection, but if you can hop a puddle, we're open for the time being.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens this weekend. We're kind of playing it by ear.
Now, are any of the HESCO barriers close to you right now, or where do they have those at?
Down in front of the restaurant and our offices. I mean, they've put them back up there. Now they're too wide and one on top.
Well, now they're built like they were supposed to be built, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Weird.
Burlington seems to not be having a problem with this HESCO thing. They just add on.
Yeah.
I don't know. Funny thing. Read the instructions.
I guess.
I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
It's just you.
Okay, it is. So what else? What else is if things go as planned? What can we expect this weekend down at the tap room? Unless the river gets in the way.
We've got a strawberry rhubarb version of our gold that we're tapping tonight for our firkin. Been in the midst of a big collaboration brew the last couple days with a cooperage company called River Drive. We're doing a really big imperial stout that we're gonna.
That's an oxymoron. River Drive. I said it when I called in. River Drive. Closed.
Gotcha.
Can't drive on River Drive.
You can float on it though.
Yeah. So we're gonna do a big bourbon barrel aged beer with some barrels that we're getting from them. Their owner flew in from Maine, helped us brew yesterday. Gonna sell some of that when it's available. Proceeds back to flood relief. So
Well, that's awesome.
yeah.
You know, there's a few of us out there that had a chance to try this pineapple radler that was floating around. Any news on that?
No good news.
Biting your tongue right now with kind of news? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe we'll still see something this year, but we might have to push it back a little bit.
Okay.
There's some setbacks there, but
Well, that's unfortunate.
Like to get out.
Because that beer was very good.
Yeah, and we got to make sure it's right when we put it out, so we got to make sure it's that good for everybody.
That's right.
Well, as soon as we get it honed in, we'll have it out there.
All right. I'm reading between the lines here. I hear you, brother. So, boys, game 1 last night, NBA Finals.
Big night for Drake.
Woo!
Was that your only take from the entire thing?
Yeah, it was Drake's biggest night, right? That's.
We gotta remove the
You used to
barricade
call
for
me
long.
on your cell phone.
Golden State had been on like a 10-day break. Everyone was rusty. Nobody played great. They turned it over 16 times, but it was a big night for Drake. And a big night for Canada. Let's give it up for Canada.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land. Longville's here in the house. This is Anti-Foster Friday, buddy. We don't need him here, so when he comes, just make sure he can't get in the door. We don't.
Jay Lee's, the show's running smooth. We're gonna start talking about NBA now.
Yeah, let's get some NBA talk
We
with
got
Scotty
NBA
Long.
experts in the house.
He's literally right now holding and hugging Ric Flair as we speak.
Yeah, are we going to get to that?
Rick,
Jay's-
if you can hear this, Rick,
woo!
woo twice if you're okay.
Jay's, of course, is gone. He's at Moline International Airport picking up Ric Flair, believe it or not.
He said he's on the bridge.
And is Ric Flair going to come to the radio show afterwards? No, he's not. He can't make it. He's busy. He's got things to do. Yeah.
Yeah, he's not coming to this peon show.
I thought Jay was just going to nab him and make him hang out with
Well,
us all
that's
day.
kind of what I'm
T-Roy.
thinking is going on. Is Jay and Marvin are trying to kidnap Ric Flair,
T-Roy.
but
So-
the Nature Boy will take them both down.
Jay is on the chat line.
He's on the chat line.
He's not a top fan yet.
He's not a top fan of the show. No, he doesn't like Anti-Foster Friday.
There's other shows he likes better.
Apparently not. He hasn't gotten his top fan badge.
Huh? That's odd. Way to support the show, Foster.
He's trying though.
I hope
He
Rick, I
says
hope
that
Ric
we
Flair's
need.
listening.
He says we need him.
For what?
That's a great answer. T-Roy, welcome back.
All right. Does Toronto have a chance?
Yes,
You're interested?
absolutely they do.
Is Pascal Siakam going to shoot 85% and score 34 points again?
Doesn't matter. He did one time.
It was great. He was unbelievable.
He got
right?
one. And thank you for pronouncing his name right and knowing his name. Good for you.
I spent all morning on that.
I knew
And
it.
I've just unloaded my whole
does
chamber.
your-
That's all I
literally
got for
called
today.
Does your Google history
guy from
also
Toronto, no
say
one knew.
Pascal Siakam pronunciation?
Please say it out loud for me. Yeah. Yes.
Mine sure does.
He was incredible.
He was
Dude,
fantastic.
he was making moves, you guys. I watched the
And
whole game.
Well, the whole thing is Kawhi putting the world on his back, and it wasn't. him
Kawhi
last
wasn't
night.
great. Yeah.
What-
He wasn't great last night.
He was fine. He was fine.
He was fine.
He was not bad. He wasn't great.
He did what
You're
he
right.
needed to do.
Yeah.
And he let his other teammates that nobody knows who the heck these guys are come in and dominate. They did
I'll
great.
tell you what, Marc Gasol can still play some really solid basketball.
The way they played the
have
pick
a
and
well-
rolls
Yeah, they have a
the
well-coached
Warriors were
team.
what 31-1
in
in their
game
last
ones?
32 games. No, in their
Oh,
last 32
yeah,
games
yeah.
without
Okay.
Kevin Durant until last night. Game 1.
Now, the one thing that we didn't
So
talk
what? You
about.
think this goes 7? You think this goes 6? You think Toronto wins the series?
I'm hoping 6. If I had to predict right now, it goes 6. Golden State wins. I'm hoping for 7 and Toronto wins.
Is this good for Kevin Durant? Do you think he's waiting for like one more loss, then he comes out of the gate?
Man, what a topic did you just open up right there?
He
That
does-
is
comes
a
out- he does-
Is he secretly happy?
no.
He's come out pulling the
No,
Wills
he's
Reed.
not. No, he's
No,
not.
I don't think he's happy.
No, he's not. He's not.
Like
They're
deep
tight.
down,
Listen,
isn't he
listen.
kind of like these guys need me to win?
The can of worms you just opened up right now. Yes, Kevin Durant needs the Warriors to lose to protect his legacy and to protect his
Does he
importance.
to protect his legacy?
Yes.
You're going too far now.
No way.
His
Are you
legacy
kidding
is
me?
fine.
No way.
The question is, do the Warriors
No.
need Durant to
No.
win?
No, they don't need him to win.
Okay.
They've proven that. So if the Warriors win this without Kevin Durant,
I mean, the
Okay.
Trailblazers aren't.
the Warriors win this without Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
What does that say about him?
It means the Warriors are really good.
It means the Warriors are fine without him. That means that he needed them more than they needed him.
I mean, that was the case anyway. They had been to 2 NBA Finals and won a championship
Right.
before he went there.
Right.
He needed them more than they
this
needed him,
proves
yes.
that they don't need him to win. That means that he piggybacked on them. He needed to, instead of the age of, hey, I'm going to beat my boys. I'm going to beat my friends to win a championship. If I can't beat them, I'm going to go join them, and then I'm going to win. This is huge for Kevin Durant.
I don't think it hurts his legacy at all, or like how good of a player he is. This guy's unbelievable.
No. Not how good of a player he
absolutely not.
is, but how it stands as far as competitiveness and competition in the NBA. It's huge.
The NBA is not that way anymore. It hasn't been
No,
that
it's
way.
not. You're right.
For a decade at least.
Correct.
Did you watch it last night, Adam?
I did not catch the game last night.
Filling sandbags?
We finished that brew and then we went and celebrated with some other local breweries.
I just assume you have been like bucketing water out of your basements for the last month or so.
We took the night off. Mitch and I built a nice sandbag wall in front of the restaurant the other day. It was a good afternoon, well spent.
You guys pretend it was like a machine gun turret? You guys
Of
fighting off
course.
deadly fish?
Of course.
That's awesome. I mean, it's not in retrospect, but at least you guys are having fun with it.
Trying.
You're doing what you can. I mean, there's nothing you can do. That's the power of Mother Nature.
This could have been.
Mother Nature will get you every time.
This whole thing could have been Catfish Guy's summer if he didn't blow it. Like, it's like he could have been his
Could have
whole.
rode that train.
He could have it would have been his whole for 4 months. It would have been the summer Catfish Guy.
Nature versus nurture.
It's a shame.
It is. It is. Well, buddy, it was good to have you in.
Let's take a quick break. Back in a couple minutes. Well, hopefully Jay will be back from Moline International with the play-by-play.
We're locking him out. All right. Hey, Quad Cities, you need to stop going to your favorite social media sites, asking us suggestions of where you're going to get your oil changed, who does the best tattoo work, or where's the best place to grab some lunch. Just pick up your Locals Love Us guide. It has an easy-to-navigate table of contents to help you find what you're looking for. Or you go to the website, localsloveus.com, click on Quad Cities, and then browse your favorites. It's easy to use, and they even rank the most popular places for you. And when you're there, don't forget to vote for our show, Don't Hassle Us for Local, and all of our sponsors. That's Locals Love Us, your guide to the best.
Crown Trophy can help you show your employees, business partners, or clients your appreciation. Crown Trophy has the largest inventory of corporate gifts, desk accessories, clocks, promotional items, and more. Trust Crown Trophy with your corporate awards and let their customer service, selection, and affordability speak for itself. Visit Crown Trophy today. Crown Trophy, nationally known, locally owned. Check out their location at 2714 Central Avenue, Bettendorf. Crown Trophy in Bettendorf is the largest, most respected trophy shop in the Quad Cities.
Hear that? That's the sweet sound of Minute Maid slushies at McDonald's, turning up your summer. Every sip, slurp, and brought to you by 3 refreshingly chill flavors like blue raspberry, fruit punch, and new sweet peach. Only at McDonald's and only for summer. At participating McDonald's for a limited time. Minute Maid is a trademark of the Coca-Cola Company.
G&G Retailers is the best locally owned gun shop in the Quad Cities. In business for 3 generations. Excellent customer service, family atmosphere, and expertise in firearm knowledge. Whether you are a first-time gun buyer, avid shooter, or collector, they give you the best information to make the best purchase. They have one of the area's largest selections of reloading supplies, full stock of hunting and sporting rifles, and new and used handguns. For all your gun and gunsmith needs, visit G&G Retailers on the corner of 17th and Division in Davenport. You have plans for your business. First Midwest Bank has ideas. Ideas for larger commercial operations like manufacturing, navigating the complex commercial real estate market, or equipment financing. Ideas for small businesses like keeping cash flow predictable, lines of credit, building benefits packages, and more. With over 75 years of local knowledge and expertise, First Midwest Bank has ideas for building momentum for your business in the Quad Cities. Learn more at firstmidwest.com/ideas. First Midwest, your local Quad Cities bank.
Your home of the Chicago Cubs, Chicago Bears, and the only local sports show in the Quad Cities. Don't hassle us, we're local. Noon to 2 on the Quad Cities Sports Leader, ESPN 93.5.
Rock out to Motley Crue all day, everybody.
What is it with you guys in the Lord of the Board seat?
I don't know why.
You guys instantly yell louder when you have the headphones on when you're sitting in that chair.
I don't know.
It just feels good, sir.
Yeah, it feels good, sir.
What?
I didn't have the mics on. I was just trying to talk.
This is T-Roy's big day. Let him have it.
Yeah, you just sit over there.
Hey, you know what? You take your day, buddy. I got you.
All right,
I'm here.
You're on the CPU, man. We need that stuff today.
I got you.
All right, I hit something over here.
Uh-oh.
Oh dear Lord.
Uh-oh, what'd you do?
I don't know.
Uh-oh.
I have no idea.
No way T-Roy messes this up.
I'm not going to touch anything.
All
Everything's
right,
still
Long,
working.
you want to just talk
Where's
basketball
Foster
while
when
these
you
guys horse around?
Where's Foster when you need him?
Yeah, who cares?
He's at the Chili's Express at the Moline International Airport.
Woo! He's got the nature boy with him, man. He's
having
right
he's having a real slice of Quad City style pizza at Sbarro.
Oh, man. My favorite Quad City pizza joint.
Oh, good stuff. Good stuff, boys.
All right, so in the break, Long and I were talking basketball, and he says the Warriors cannot beat the Toronto Raptors without Kevin Durant.
No way. Can't happen.
I mean, this is a game Toronto had to win, right? Game 1 at home. It's the second biggest basketball game in the history of Canada after Game 6 of the finals, of the Eastern Conference Finals that happened just a week ago, right?
Yep.
Second biggest game in Canadian history. If Toronto loses this game, you say the series is over, right?
No.
No?
Even if Toronto loses that first game, it's not over.
You don't think so?
But here's the thing. They won the first game.
They did.
So we don't need to talk about
They had to win that first game.
And they're going to win the second game.
I love the
You got
fact
him game 2, too.
If Durant is not playing
He's
game
not
2,
playing.
which doesn't look like he's playing.
He's not playing.
They're not going to win.
DeMarcus Cousins does nothing for you?
Nothing.
I mean, he doesn't seem right.
Nothing.
Obviously, he's not himself.
No. Name one player that came off of an Achilles injury and came back and made a difference. Not happening. Here's the thing, though. My hypothesis is Durant comes back after game 2.
Yeah. He's back for game 3 at
plays
home.
in game 3, and you know what they say. Series doesn't start until the road team gets a win. So I think this series goes all 7 games, but I have a hard time seeing Golden State matching up, even with Durant in game 7.
No fooling.
Nope.
In Toronto.
Yeah.
Home of the Drake.
Home of the Drake.
I would love I would love nothing more than to see that.
Yeah. That's different than my prediction that I had earlier when I came on the show. I did have Toronto and Golden State in the finals.
Okay.
But I had Golden State winning in 6, I think.
Right.
But I don't see that happening. Not without Durant.
If Golden State wins game 1, I would still say Golden State in 6. It's tough to say right now. I'm on the fence between Golden State in 6 or Toronto in 7 as of right now.
What game are they going to win? Game 5?
Who? Golden State?
What game is Golden State going to win at Toronto?
Golden State can win any game. They can win any game. Have you seen their comeback?
Is this a 2-3-2 series or is it 2-2-1-1-1?
2-2-1-1-1.
All right.
So
Game
5 is the only hope they
Their
have.
stats in coming back and being from down 17, 18, 5, 17, 18. Vato, what did we watch? That game, that Warriors, was that game 4?
Was that the
They swept?
Trailblazers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were they
Well, the
swept?
Trailblazers, they came back
it
down
was-
by 10 every single game.
How?
And how do you do this, Long? You're writing off the Warriors after one game. They look bad for one game, and you're like, well, they're done.
No, I don't think they necessarily
They've
look
been
bad.
they've won 3 of the last 4
Vato,
championships.
dude,
They're a great team.
They're
missing one of the top 5 players in the NBA.
Right.
That's huge. This whole nonsense.
Serge,
that they're
Google
better-
it. I got someone on the...
who they won a championship without before.
Sergi,
already.
Correct.
Google it. Someone's trying to tell me they're pretty sure it's 2-3-2. Make sure.
Okay, I got you. But Vato, like the word that
But
comes,
I
the
don't
word
think
that comes
that
to mind.
matters, even if it is 2-3-2.
It matters. That matters. I mean,
if it's 2-3-2 and the Warriors go home and win all 3, let's just say hypothetically, they don't beat Toronto in Toronto.
so you
and
got
then they
game
go
6 in
They go back
Toronto.
and they get some momentum going. They win
2-2-1-1-1.
3 straight.
Yeah.
It's
2-2-1-1-1.
Oh, it is. All right.
It is
All right,
not 2-3-2.
All right.
Okay, you heard it here.
We got to educate these listeners.
All right.
Well, that's what they asked. They
And
wanted to make sure.
and that is a good question because that stuff goes
Right.
back and forth all the time. Vato, the word that comes to mind when their comebacks is comical. It was hilarious. How much did we just sit there and laugh? We made jokes, sarcastic jokes the whole time about, oh my goodness, when have the Warriors ever been down in a hole like this?
Right.
These guys are screwed. No way they come back from this.
8
And-
points, yeah.
And we watched it go from 17, 12, 9,
Yeah.
5, tied. Oh, they're down 3 again.
It's their ability.
Tied.
It's their ability to hit threes
Up
that
3.
keeps them from ever being out of a game.
No, it's not. It's not just threes though, T-Roy. It's not just threes.
Even their defense cranks up. Like,
their
they
defense
have a
cranks
different
up.
gear.
Now,
and you
Durant,
were
but
expecting them to hit that last
I don't
night,
think there's
right?
good defensively.
Okay, now Durant
No,
is
they're
a
not.
big part of that defense.
Durant's the one that can
That
can
6'11"
Guys,
wingspan and frame,
You're
that
not,
is a big part of that
You're
defense.
not saying anything shocking when you say the Warriors are better with Kevin Durant. That's
Right. No, they
obvious.
are.
That is obvious. Obvious.
No, they are.
Yes, of course they are.
We all know that.
Any
But
team would be better with Kevin Durant.
I have to.
Every team is better with Kevin Durant.
Correct.
100%.
Now are they good enough to beat Kawhi
Without
him?
No.
Yes,
I
they
think I'm with
still.
Longhorn.
Yes, they still are good enough.
I listen to that
Are they
argument.
good enough? Yes. Could it happen?
Now,
Yes.
the
Is it going to
Raptors-
happen?
If the
No.
Raptors can they play to that level that they played last night? That was a new level for them. That was the first time we've heard a lot of these players' names.
Yeah, they have all the pieces though.
They do,
Right.
But
Marcus
up
Gasol is a
until-
huge pickup midseason,
100%.
right?
I
And he was
completely agree.
unbelievable playing the pick and roll out. He was jumping on
until
screens.
last night. All we heard was Kawhi. Up until last night.
It's because they play in Canada, Sergi. But
I mean,
No,
you
no,
know
no,
Kyle,
no,
you know
it-
Kyle
no, it has
Lowry.
nothing- It has nothing to do with that. They're an NBA
You know
team.
Marc
It doesn't matter
Gasol.
where they're from.
Yeah, well, it does in a way because
does.
you don't hear about. You're not going to hear about the secondary players.
No,
all the
This
time,
is
like,
because
you're gonna
Kawhi
hear-
has put this team on his back the entire time.
Kawhi is not.
Back when they were playing against the Bucks.
Kawhi's one of the top 3 players in the NBA. We talked about this
Right,
yesterday.
absolutely.
But Kawhi is not the top 3 marketable guy in the NBA.
Right.
He doesn't talk. He doesn't say much. He doesn't make a lot of noise. He talks with his basketball.
Right.
That's it.
Now, up
what,
until
what
this-
I'm getting to,
up
because
until
of
this
that,
series-
they do not get the coverage that a crappy Lakers team gets.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Well,
that's the
a
way.
crappy
So you're
Lakers
not
team-
going to know as much about guys that are really good on the Raptors.
You got a crappy Lakers team with LeBron.
And what do we know about the crappy Lakers? They got
Everything.
Loudmouth's kid.
Right.
That's what I'm getting at. Because they're a quiet team and the fact they're in Canada, there's 2 things kind of going against them for us to know about how good some of these guys are.
Now,
I mean,
you
dude
brought,
throws
you
up
brought up
35
Mark,
points in a playoff.
You brought up Marc Gasol. Last series, before the series started against the Bucks, the talk was who's going to guard Giannis? Marc Gasol, and it was a sarcastic joke. Now we're talking about how good he is.
Well, he fills the role great. Look, there's no one that he has to defend.
Right.
On that Golden State.
He
team.
can float.
And
yeah.
what does he
State,
do?
yes.
He creates
Now
space
against the
because
Bucks,
he can shoot the 3.
Against the Bucks, yes, there was.
Yeah.
He's a
Now against-
matchup problem
Now
for
against Golden State,
I agree.
There's
So
He's a definite matchup problem
So,
for Golden
so
State.
his presence. What would you see? You saw him hit a couple threes, at least 1 3 last night. But he
I
can
saw him-
stretch the
I saw him
defense.
cut in the lane.
Yeah, absolutely, and he can handle the ball well. I mean,
Yeah.
he's an underrated player. He's at the a little long in the tooth, but a fantastic pickup for them.
Former All-Star, great. He's a great NBA player.
Yes.
Great
and,
NBA
and
player.
more importantly, defensively in this series than anything you can do offensively. That's the big thing is Golden State's playing with 3 guys and a bunch of guys. Like Iguodala's hurt now.
Yeah.
Sean Livingston is the last guy to come back from like 3 torn Achilles, right? And
He had a good game last night.
Sean Livingston's
defensively.
great.
Yeah,
He's
he-
great. Like he's great. And the fact that he's still in the league and still doing it is amazing.
Yeah, hats off to him, but he's not going to be the difference.
No,
in
he
this
can't.
game.
No, he
Right?
won't. Right,
Again,
DeMarcus Cousins coming back. He's limping around. He doesn't look right.
So, Sergey, I take it you're 100% behind the Warriors on this. You think the Warriors
no.
have
I'm
this?
not 100%.
Okay.
No,
Just ask.
man. After if
And
they,
who are you rooting
if
for,
they,
then?
who am I rooting for?
Yeah.
Raptors.
Okay.
I'd,
Are we all
I'd,
rooting-
I'd
are
much,
you rooting
I
Raptors?
want to cheer for the underdog.
I'm rooting Raptors.
I'm
I
rooting for
like-
Game
I'm
7.
rooting Raptors. I still think Golden State's going to
So
win
I
this.
I respect the dynasty. I enjoy the dynasty. Do I think the Warriors are going to win it? Yes. Am I going to be upset if they win it again? No, I'm okay with that. I would rather see the Raptors. I'd rather see the underdogs. I would rather see the, no-name team, if you will. I'd rather see Kawhi being as quiet as he is. I'd rather see them win this.
So Serge would prefer that the NBA championship goes to Canada. You hear it here first.
Yes.
Enjoy it,
Yeah,
everyone.
Judge me.
So close to Memorial Day.
Judge me.
Sounds good.
Memorial Day's over, baby.
I'm with Serge, man.
Let's go.
The
cares?
Canadians need a
Come
boost
on.
in the arm, man.
Dude, Drake still
They have
Drake
Drake.
still has a Curry and Durant.
Canada's
tattoo.
doing just fine. They don't need this.
They're down
That's
on
the
their
real
luck, man.
Vato. That's the real question. If Toronto wins this, does Drake get a Kawhi tattoo to add to his Durant and Curry tattoo?
Why does he have a Durant and Curry tattoo?
Because he's a big fan of whichever team's winning.
He's terrible.
He's kind of the worst. But it's so
He's
bad at this
not
point. I'm
so-
like, you know what?
He's
Good on
not
you, Drake.
So bad.
He's terrible.
terrible.
He's not so bad.
I do agree.
Jay Foster's a huge Drake fan.
That he's come around.
Yeah.
He's come around to the point where he's like,
Yes.
he's so despicable
Not-
that he's
not
actually
here to
great.
defend himself.
Anti-Foster Friday.
Anti-Foster Friday. Huge Drake fan.
I mean,
Jay got his own autographed Drake wheelchair.
Would you be annoyed if you were playing for the Raptors and all the publicity is going to Drake?
Of course.
Would you be annoyed?
No, they love it.
You think so?
This
is like your moment.
They all love it.
You don't get to the NBA Finals maybe once in a career.
Have you heard about any of this? Because
I try not to.
Have you seen this? Have you heard about this?
They got in trouble. Drake almost got in trouble for going and giving the coach a back rub.
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay, and they asked the players about it. They said, you know, we love it. We love the excitement that he brings.
Well,
to
what are
the
they gonna
game.
say?
Yeah, exactly.
What are they gonna say? Is Fred VanVleet gonna be like, Drake's the worst? I'm tired of his business. He needs to get out of here. Like none of those guys are actually Canadian. Drake's just kind of this thing that happens, like your mom showing up to your intramural game and like yelling at the umpire.
Get a piece of that ball,
You can't
Troy.
stop him. He's bigger. Like he's more important than probably 5 of the guys on that team.
I used to call him on my cell phone.
At least
You did?
Oh, what's the song?
you're not gonna stop Drake. If you're on the Raptors, you just have to go. Yeah, he's our guy. This is what we do.
I'd be annoyed.
Well, of
be
course you
annoyed.
are. Yeah, in private, you're completely annoyed. You're
At
just
least
like, "Jeez."
Nicholson always just sat there. Oh, my Lord.
Marvin.
Marvin, you still have a little bit of nature boy in your face.
Don't we all?
All right.
The boss is here.
The which boss?
Foster.
Oh, well, lock the door. This is Anti-Foster Friday.
Two shakes a wiggle, you gonna be in here.
Oh, boy. So we're gonna have to get these guys on air.
Yeah, buddy.
So
Let's take a
we'll,
quick break. When we get back, we're going to talk Moline International Airport and Jay picking up the Nature Boy.
All right, we want to talk about Pints. They're having their 8th annual Par for the Pork golf outing. It's Saturday, June 29th, 1 p.m. shotgun start at Hidden Hills. Space is limited. Make sure you get into Pints and sign up. There's going to be whole prizes, raffles, food back at Pints afterwards. It's going to be some great pork. So that's what Par for the Pork means. That's Pints 5268 Utica
Good to see
Ridge
you.
Road in Davenport.
All Major Restorations is your insurance claim specialist. They work, live, and give back to the Quad Cities.
I'm Chantel from Davenport, and I just won a free roof from All Major Restorations.
If you missed their last free roof giveaway, another one is coming soon. And when storm damage hits, let All Major Restorations help you. They make the process quick and easy. The insurance company has people fighting for them. Let All Major Restorations work for you. Storm damage estimates are always free. All Major Restorations of the Quad Cities. Go to amrestorations.com.
Get more with McGrath.
1952 to 2019, 67 years of excellence. And during the 67th anniversary sale at the McGrath Used Car Superstore of Davenport, the tradition continues. Right, Kevin McGrath?
The tradition continues, but there's a twist. We're trading for anything this month. Just tug it, tow it, or tell us where it is.
Anything goes for a trade. Now that's a way to celebrate.
We'll take boats, bikes, trikes, and more on trade during our 67th anniversary sale.
Impressive.
The McGrath Used Car Superstore of Davenport has anniversary pricing in effect on certified pre-owned trucks starting at $10,967.
Even more impressive.
Plus, we'll trade for anything. Just tug it, tow it, or tell us where it is. No firearms or spouses, please.
Only during the 67th anniversary sale.
At the McGrath Used Car Superstore of Davenport.
4618 North Brady Street in Davenport.
Online, McGrathAuto.com.
Now that my dad works for Winger Truck Line, I get to see him on weekends. And the best part, he gets to go to my baseball games and even helps out with coaching my team. Winger has helped me become a happier kid and made my dad a cool truck driver.
This is Eric at Winger Truck Line, where flexible home time really means something. Now hiring part-time and regional home weekends. Call me today at Winger Truck Line, 800-593-6433, or visit drivewtl.com.
Download the ESPN 93.5 app today to get breaking news sent right to your phone. Never miss a thing from the Quad City sports leader, ESPN 93.5.
One, two,
All right, everybody, we are back in the Hassle Palace, brought to you by Done Right Satellite and Dish. And you're listening to Don't Hassle So Local here on ESPN 93.5. And back from his trip to meet the nature boy.
Can we get two claps to Jay Foster?
You're pretty good at that board, I'm not going to lie. It's weird coming over here. One, it's weird here in the entrance.
Geez.
It's weird here in the entrance on the radio. And then it's also weird, like, I'm a Drake fan and everything else, and trying to type at the same time and call you guys names on the Vance Beats Pub and Grill
you get
Facebook
so
comment
mad
thread.
at me when I text and drive.
You weren't getting mad at the Anti-Foster Friday, were you?
No, I was laughing, but then the top fan thing. But the other thing was like, hey, I really had to put the phone down because I was like, I'm dry. I was in the land jet on the way over on the bridge when I was messaging and everything.
Was Flair listening?
No, we had already just dropped him off.
Dang it.
And if I legitimately, I had to pull myself from the situation, saying like, we've got a radio show to get to, and he probably would have kept talking. He's
How did you not just like keep driving him around the circle?
We even took
by the way, there's this radio show that just came
We
on.
took the long way when construction was there. Like we missed the turn. Like,
Yeah,
we're just gonna go this way. It's a smoother ride.
100% like you just let a man talk. You don't interrupt him because of course I don't want to miss the opportunity. All right, to say he was just telling stories, and then I tried to say, what did I bring up about the radio show? I brought up something and that just kind of flew over. And then I was going to ask him, I'll ask him again when he calls in at 1:15, by the way. There's the break that I got. So when we got out, Wendy, his wife, who's very, very nice, I said, I know you're the agent. And he said, yeah. And I said, so do you think Rick would call into the radio show? Because we have to go back. And she's like, Rick, yeah, he's got an ESPN radio show. And yeah. So they're eating lunch right now, and he's going to call at 1:15. And if he gives us 3 minutes, it is a ride. And if he gives us 10 or 15, still hold on. Because I feel like I spent a night drinking with Ric Flair, and I was just in a car for 20 minutes. He just goes nonstop telling stories, and it is awesome. Yeah. So
that's good to hear.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And Merrick from SEW was like, this is not normal. Most of them are real reserved and like, thank you, whatever else. Like, he was from the moment he got in there. He was on the phone with people, like on the phone with his daughter, Charlotte Flair.
Speakers on, just big time. And like Merrick was naming off some like pretty decent dudes that he's had come in for acts and stuff like that, and he was like, none of them are like this. And it's like you need ones you wouldn't think. Ric Flair was just going.
So what I missed besides the Drake nonsense or whatever else?
That's it.
That's about it.
We barely even touched about the flood. Because I know you guys kind of covered some stuff yesterday.
We've done just He knows about the flood too and everything else.
What did he have to say about that?
He just because when you get downtown, East Moline, you're just like, jeez, because you can see all the water. He didn't realize when they flew over, they knew something was going on. Yeah, what a mess. But then, by the time they got over, he was like, we were like, look at this, look at that, and
yeah. Papa Serge was in town over the weekend.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Hey, Coach, how's Davenport? Wet. That's about it.
Took my papers. All right. Oh, so now he's here, the boss.
Yeah, Jay's got his papers. I tried to organize for you.
You did a good job.
I mean, Papa Serge got to see the Criterium down in the East Village on Monday, on Memorial Day.
Oh, Papa Serge was in there for that. That's a fun time.
Yeah. It was really interesting.
It rained like a son of a
watching him watch the Criterium was. I had more fun watching him watch it than I did watching the race.
So I didn't even know what to post or here or there. I scrambled for everything, trying to get. We got to get the word out that he's going to be on 1:15. I know there's going to be a push notification, but.
Did you take your time and put all these Ric Flair pictures up?
No, I didn't. Whoever did that was nice. It might have been. Did you guys do it, or did someone in the studio?
I came in. They were all up everywhere.
There's one. What all you talking?
Oh, 2, 3.
Oh wow! Look at that.
I don't know.
Well. So anyway, if you want to, you can still get tickets to VIP to meet at the meet and greet. It'll be out at the Rust Belt. It's from 5:30 to 7, and the show is immediately after. He'll also cut a promo. You can have two things.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I just got asked if Jay has wood right now.
That's 100% a call that I already. I said, I go. What did I tell? Who did I say?
He's like, you don't want these ding dongs to come in here thinking we're just.
I said,
rubbing.
We got to make sure that
together.
Got to make sure that for the first 15 minutes they're not talking about
that Marvin
and I are just doing things with Ric Flair,
Give
whatever
it
else.
the
Like,
old
but
John
you guys
Cena
covered some
finisher.
You
sports.
didn't ask him to come.
I saw someone wrote right on the Vance Pizza Pub and Grill Facebook kind of thread, like, finally some sports. Like, yeah, well, I'll come in and ruin it. It's all right.
We talked
It's
about
still
you.
real to me.
Still real to me, damn it.
Take it, man. So anyway, so it's
What y'all do to your bodies?
Yep. It was something else. So, what did you do? What did you guys come up with? I haven't asked you guys, and I know you guys talked about it, but we're gonna circle back. How do you, 1 minute, it's there's no way the Raptors can win this. Today, it's the sky is falling. There's no way the Warriors can win this, right?
Nick.
Oh, so you've been talking to Longville?
No. That's what sports is right now on social media.
I completely agree with that.
The Warriors are fine.
But that's what it is. And not to bust you out, but that's kind of what it is it was no way the Raptors have a single shot in the world to win this. All of a sudden they win game 1. Now everybody's saying that the Warriors don't have a chance. Wrong.
No one said that before. When Durant was hurt, who started saying there's no way the Raptors could win? That's what changed the
everybody
series.
still said they don't need him to win.
That's crazy talk. He's a top 3 player in the league.
No, he is, but they've already proved they've won it without him. Who are the Raptors? You might be one of the only people that picked them to actually get to the finals. Okay, nobody thought it was going to be them over the Bucks.
All right,
They got the best 2-way player in the NBA.
Right.
Yes.
They have great complementary players.
They do.
I agree with Nick. That mid-year pickup of Gasol changed how that they can play in the playoffs.
Right.
They're geared to win. And if Durant comes back, I think it's going to be a great series. A 7-game series. If he doesn't,
Correct.
It may not go 7 games.
See, I'm still on the if Durant doesn't make it back, I'd still say Warriors take this in 6, maybe 7 at the worst, but I still don't think the Raptors take the series no matter what. I want them to.
T-Roy, did you talk to them about? Oh yeah, Rosso talked about yesterday. What we the game 1 that we kind of felt that Toronto probably could win this.
Well, yeah, I did. I did get a chance to touch on that fact. We were going through the last 14 years, game 1s of the NBA Finals. The home team was 13-1.
Yeah.
So it's no surprise.
21-4 in the last 25 years.
Yeah. So I mean, this is no surprise that they won game 1. Now it's just the.
What do you mean it's no surprise they won game 1?
The Raptors, they were favored to win.
Serge,
It was completely.
That was a surprise.
It's completely reasonable.
13-1, the home team.
Completely reasonable. The Warriors would lose game 1 in Toronto on a 10-game rest. They played rusty.
Right.
They turned the ball over a lot.
But that's
they
the
didn't
thing.
look great.
It was statistically, it was supposed to happen.
31-1 going into that game.
Sure.
You think they were going to lose that game?
I thought they'd win that game, but
I
they
thought
didn't, and it didn't shock me that they didn't.
It didn't shock me, but I thought they would have won.
But you did when they were down
So
8 in the fourth quarter with 5 minutes left. You thought they were coming, though. Like you definitely,
course.
everyone thought they were coming
Because that's what
they do. That's what they do.
17, 18,
So I'm
5,
saying, like-
17. Those are the point differentials that they were down in the previous 4 or 5 games. We laughed our butts off about that.
Well, right now, that is all ancient history.
Do you remember when we yelled that sarcastically in the bar? We said, man, who'd have thought the Warriors would come back from this? And one guy down at the end of the bar, to remain nameless, screamed, they always do this!
Yeah. Like he was really upset.
He thought we were serious.
He didn't even watch basketball. I'm not saying that the Golden State can't win this or anything. I'm just not surprised by last night's game.
No, me either.
So the tweets of
Right. I'm not
Raptors
either.
can't win to the day. I mean, it was Booger on ESPN that did it. He said yesterday, Raptors cannot win. No way Raptors can win. This morning, there's no way Golden State will win. And then he wrote, I love sports. And I was like, that's a great tweet because that's exactly what everyone's doing.
Right.
But that's what gets the clicks and everything else and the talking heads and Stephen A. Smith to go crazy and everything. But I guess,
All I want to know is why is Longville doing this Canada business? Like, is it just because he lives close to Canada and he's afraid? Like he's afraid they're going to come for him?
They're going to invade him.
Like they're going to.
He's
We
still-
heard
I
you.
think
We
you're
heard you
right.
on the Hassle Me Don't Local show, and you said that the Canada was no good.
I'm a little embarrassed. I'm
But-
not gonna lie. I'm looking over Serge. I see that American flag, and it's hard for me to pick Toronto.
And yet
I do.
here we are.
Yeah.
He's
But,
like,
but what
hey,
state
take
is
off, eh? Don't you be talking about our team, eh?
What state is Ric Flair from?
Minnesota.
There we go.
yeah.
The Nature Boy. I can't. You want to hear
little
the
shameless plug there.
Canada adjacent.
Do you know what my wife says to me last night? She
she
goes,
say?
"Hey, did you know Ric Flair's going to be in town tomorrow?
Really?
I go, do you listen to our show?
He's like, no.
No.
I do not.
No.
Perfect.
I have to listen to you enough.
Yes.
You could
I'm
have
like,
T-Ray.
we only announced it on our show.
You could have said, no kidding. Awesome. Hey, thanks for letting me know, babe. And Cindy goes, do you even listen to me on the radio?
I go, do you realize Jay's picking him up at the airport today? She goes, really? I'm like, yeah.
So was this exactly what you thought it was? Like, was it better than you could have wildly imagined? Was this the greatest appearance you could or ever will have at Moline International Airport? Is there anything that could top this?
Let's let Jay relax here. Let's let T-Roy do a Stephen A. Smith interpretation of Jay Foster picking up Ric Flair.
Oh my God. I don't think I can do that.
I think you can.
I don't know if I can do it.
Stephen A. Smith watching Jay Foster pick up Ric Flair from the airport in Moline.
I know Ric Flair. I personally talked to Ric Flair.
Oh,
no, that's
calls,
how he starts off, though. Yeah.
No, for maybe half the sentence.
Well, why don't we take our second break for the hour, and then we'll come back and we'll just talk briefly about it, and we'll kind of prep for the call. But we got to take a break.
We got to prep for this call, guys.
We got to prep.
Well, whatever. I mean, yeah. Ask him some questions, but
we got
just let him go.
He's calling it at 1:15.
1:15. We got a while, but we do have to do the ad and everything. So.
Oscar's Pub is Bettendorf's newest spot for craft beer and cocktails, located in front of the TBK Plex. Oscar's is primed to help you party. On June 22nd, Oscar's is proud to welcome for the first time the Quad Cities, My Posse in Effect, a Beastie Boys tribute band from the St. Louis area. Tickets are on sale in advance for $10 through their Facebook page or at the bar, and there will be $15 at the door day of. Festivities will start at 6 with our boy Craig Smith and the Posse. We just had to change this. The Posse will perform at 8:30 p.m. instead of 9. So for those of you out there thought 9, it'll be 8:30. The Posse will take the stage. That's Oscar's Pub, 5027 Competition Drive in Bettendorf.
All Major Restorations is your insurance claim specialist. They work, live, and give back to the Quad Cities.
I'm Chantal from Davenport, and I just want a free roof from All Major Restorations.
If you missed their last free roof giveaway, another one is coming soon. And when storm damage hits, let All Major Restorations help you. They make the process quick and easy. The insurance company has people fighting for them. Let All Major Restorations work for you. Storm damage estimates are always free. All Major Restorations of the Quad Cities. Go to amrestorations.com.
Hear that? That's the sweet sound of Minute Maid slushies at McDonald's, turning up your summer. Every sip, slurp, and brought to you by 3 refreshingly chill flavors like blue raspberry, fruit punch, and new sweet peach. Only at McDonald's and only for summer. At participating McDonald's for a limited time. Minute Maid is a trademark of the Coca-Cola Company.
ESPN 93.5 wants you to be an insider. Access great contests and giveaways and be in the know at ESPN935.com. Brought to you by Necker's Jewelers, where the Quad Cities gets engaged, and ESPN Quad Cities. From local to global, ESPN 93.5 has you covered with your Quad Cities sports talk show. It's Don't Hassle Us, We're Local. Talk sports with your favorite foursome, T-Roy, Jay Bird, Serge, and you. Weekdays from noon to 2 on ESPN 93.5.
Get more with McGrath.
1952 to 2019, 67 years of excellence. And during the 67th anniversary sale at the McGrath Used Car Superstore of Davenport, the tradition continues. Right, Kevin McGrath?
The tradition continues, but there's a twist. We're trading for anything this month. Just tug it, tow it, or tell us where it is.
Anything goes for a trade. Now that's a way to celebrate.
We'll take boats, bikes, trikes, and more on trade during our 67th anniversary sale.
Impressive.
The McGrath Used Car Superstore of Davenport has anniversary pricing in effect on certified pre-owned trucks starting at $10,967.
Even more impressive.
Plus, we'll trade for anything. Just tug it, tow it, or tell us where it is. No firearms or spouses, please.
Only during the 67th anniversary sale.
At the McGrath Used Car Superstore of Davenport.
4618 North Brady Street in Davenport.
Online, McGrathauto.com.
ESPN 93.5 is the Quad City sports leader and home of your local sports show, Don't Hassle Us, We're Local. Listen for a chance to win everything from tickets to free food. Every time you win and pick up your prize at the ESPN 93.5 Pepsi ticket window, we'll give you a Pepsi for the road as well. It's like winning twice. Get more chances to win by downloading the ESPN 93.5 app or going to ESPN935.com. From the Quad City sports leader, ESPN 93.5.
The Dan Lebitard Show, 9 till noon on the Quad City Sports Leader, ESPN 93.5.
All right, and we are back here in the Hassle Palace, brought to you by Done Right Satellite and Dish. And you're listening to Don't Hassle Us, We're Local here on ESPN 93.5.
All right, so at this meet and greet that's tonight, right? If you get the VIP, you get a picture taken with Ric Flair, and you can have 2 things signed. All right. So
Right.
I'm decided I'm gonna have like my Four Horsemen T-shirt signed or whatever else. All right.
All right.
Before I wasn't gonna have anything, and then I'm like, well, screw it, I'm gonna do this.
Send your forehead.
What else? What would you? I've got an idea. My buddy Dan O'Brien gave me an idea, and I'm gonna do it. But what would you have signed if it wasn't like? If you didn't have the belt, not the belt, not all that other stuff. Like, what would you have him sign? Would you if you wanted to have Ric Flair or someone of that nature?
I get it.
Yeah.
I would say a program.
Okay.
A program would be the best thing to have signed because it's not like a T-shirt to where you have to worry about wearing it or framing it or anything else.
I'm framing it. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, actually, I've got what I'm going to frame. I'm going to tell you.
I like the belt would be the best.
I'm not going to go purchase a replica belt or anything, but my buddy Dan O'Brien.
You don't have to, Jay. I have one.
Oh, no, I'm not gonna. So I got this. I got this from Dan O'Brien. He sent me the text actually. He's like, you have to use my Dan Marino idea because he loves Dan Marino, and his buddy like chickened out to have it.
Isotoners?
Yes. Here's what he said. Here's what he said. Need to print a wedding picture of you and Tiffany. Have the Nature Boy sign it. And it says, Jaybird. So sorry I couldn't make it to you and your Tiff's special day, but we will always have Cabo. You guys are amazing. Woo, love Rick.
That's great.
I don't think.
And
you beat
also
that.
a terrible idea.
Well, hi.
You don't beat that.
Yeah, he'll do it. He'll do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bring it.
I think it's a great idea.
You're going to give him a script to write.
Yes. Yes, here you go.
And you think he'll do it?
I believe so. Well, he would see the man here to my left, Lomble, was with me when I met Mr. T and asked Mr. T to sign it to Mr. J. And Mr. T goes, no. So the script didn't. Yeah, the script
I'm the
didn't
only
work.
Mr. around here.
Yeah, it's exactly how that went too.
Yeah.
It was no, I'm not doing that. I'm the only Mr. And I was like, all right, okay, well, just put it
Mr.
to J
T
then.
was that upset?
Yeah, he didn't find the humor in that.
Really?
It was.
When was
off-
this?
This was 1994.
These are tough times for Mr. T.
Yeah. So I think he'll do that.
He was in a bar in downtown Davenport signing autographs.
Downtown Bettendorf, the paddle wheel
In 94?
yeah.
Tough times. For
It
the
is not
team.
the metropolis it is today.
No, not at all. Foster couldn't even grow facial hair back then. He's like, hey, man.
Dear Lord, yeah. But I did get him to do the line from Rocky 3, but that's neither here nor there. So, what? And Merrick was nice enough. He's just like, so that is your guy. That's your favorite wrestler of all time. I'm like, that's mine. I've been a mark since I was 10 years old for Ric Flair and the Four Horsemen. And I held my cool. And Marvin did too.
You did.
Yeah, there was nothing.
I like how you looked around.
That's what you call
Yeah,
it?
I said I did.
Did
it.
you call it your cool?
If he was in here, you guys can ask him on the air at 1:15. Was he cool? Say who? He doesn't remember my name. Yeah. But Wendy knows though. So.
Oh boy.
So now, yeah. So he'll be calling in, and then I don't know what else do we ask him?
I don't know what else have you not asked him. Jeez.
I didn't. He just went. That's the thing. He just started telling stories.
So I think that's how the phone interview is going to go as well. I don't think we're going to have to ask him.
Just get out of the way.
Yeah.
I think we're going to ask him 2 questions, and we're just going to listen to him talk.
Just gonna say, go Broadway for as long as you can, buddy.
So you were mentioning, I think it was yesterday, maybe the day before. Have you guys ever met any celebrities, any big name sports athletes, or whoever? My favorite couple, like interviews, conversations, have been those people that have that same personality, Jay.
Mm-hmm.
That you ask them one question, you have planned other questions, other things in your head that you might want to ask them. They just go, they take it over to the point where you don't have to ask those questions. So, what did you ask Flair to start the conversation?
I didn't say a word. He just went. And then he was on the phone.
What did he talk about? What did he say?
Well, there's some things I cannot talk about, okay?
Let's talk about the things you can.
Yeah, there's a couple in there. He talked about, some of the things, the recent medical stuff and how it was fine. The only reason is that people got the scare was through the emergency room, is he had to go through the emergency room entrance to get to his planned surgery. And TMZ ran with it, right? He talked about 2 years ago in a coma and the 4 surgeries he's had in the past. I think it's like 7 weeks. And that was just the little things. But he feels fine. He posted a YouTube video, 2 of them last night, and promoting the event over at East Moline at the Rust Belt. So he's in good shape. He looks good. But then he would just tell stories. Like,
I felt the same way when Shania Twain asked me where the bathroom was.
That'd be pretty good. What did you say? I'll show you? Let me not show you, but I mean, let me walk you to it.
I was her waiter.
Oh, yeah. It was a little...
I just turned and I stuttered.
And did she say after that don't impress me much?
Then I thrusted.
No.
Did she go, oh, forget my lady, totally crazy.
So the other thing, you guys will see the
Long
photo.
leg, short skirt.
So we pick up
Whoa,
Merrick.
oh.
Merrick's got a suit coat on. He's got shoes on, chains, everything else. I'm like, I didn't know we were dressing up for this.
Oh, chains?
Oh, he's got chains. So does Flair. Flair comes out.
No, I know. Flair, does Merrick have chains on?
Oh, he looked good. Yeah.
When does Merrick wear
He's
chains?
the fashionista.
Yeah,
you
he's
guys.
the fashionista.
You said that way too calm. Merrick had chains on.
He had a chain.
All right.
He had some bling on. And I'm telling you, like, I was like, I didn't get the memo. And there I am in my single speed t-shirt and pink shoes and Ric Flair's and Rolexes. And
You got pink shoes on?
yeah, they got a little pink on them. Ric Flair's and his WWE ring and Rolexes and suit coat.
Jay just flexed his quad for you.
Yeah.
Marvin's in You
Anyway.
Killing Me small shirt.
Can we start calling Merrick One Chain?
Sure, I don't think
He's
I'll
the
like
fashionista.
Yeah.
One chain. Look at you. Look
But
at us.
if we circle this back to sports real quick, we do at Longmore.
No, it's too late for that. Let's talk about Moline International Airport.
Oh boy. Oh boy. They didn't impress Flair too much, that's for certain.
Did he lose his luggage?
No, he's just like, because we're waiting for his luggage, and he just goes, "Don't move too fast here in the Midwest, do we?" And I was like, "No, it's all right." And he goes, "They say the South is slow, Midwest is slow." And his wife's like, "Oh, Rick," and she said something. He goes, "I'm from Minnesota. Like I know how things go around here." But yeah, he was just like, you very first meet him, so that's like the awkward like silence, and I go to like have a conversation with him, and he's like, "Yeah," and then he turns his shoulder. I'm like, "Oh, he hates me." So, will you tell the story where you yelled at David Stern, Lombo? Because if we're talking about times meeting people, you met the former NBA commissioner.
Yeah.
Okay, well, tell your story real quick. I want to hear it. It needs to be said.
Well, it was a short meeting.
It's
Jay.
yeah.
Then you got to tell your Giuliani story.
Oh, let's save that to another time.
This is like a 3-day teaser.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's true. Let's save it another time. Go on.
2004 NBA playoffs, Western Conference. No, actually, it was the second round. Kevin Garnett MVP. So second.
Latrell Sprewell.
Yeah, that team was loaded.
Yeah, good team.
Yeah, best record in the NBA that year. And they're playing the Celtics. That's who they ended up getting beat in the Western Conference Finals. But in the Western Conference semifinals, Game 2 against Sacramento, David Stern's in town to give Kevin Garnett his MVP trophy. You remember 2 years prior to that, David Stern took away 5 first-round draft picks for that secret deal of signing Joe Smith.
Joe Smith.
Can you imagine that? 5 first-round picks for Joe Smith. That set the franchise back at least 5 years, 6 years. So it's halftime. I'm all excited, and we're down in the corridor. That's back when you could sneak down there. And David Stern is walking by. I'm within about 6 feet of him, and I look at him, and at the top of my lungs, scream, "Give me back our draft picks, you thief." Now, David Stern may be the most powerful person in sports at that point. And he is all of about 5 foot 6.
Don't. I thought you were looking at me there. Okay, go on.
No, he's
That's reference.
No, he's taller than you, Jay.
He posts you up all night.
Yeah, you can't handle his skills off the dribble.
Give me back our draft picks, you thief. He does not break stride. To which point I said, don't you walk away from me. You come back here and look at me.
Oh, no, really?
Yeah. You've been here a month and you move my stuff? Put that back.
He just kept
I'll put it back.
So the thing is you say it nicely. You don't talk. You say you're having some fun. You a little shined up.
At this point, so that was a great run for us.
Yeah.
Back in the day. And so
that's
we
the best
started
Timberwolves have
early
ever been, right?
Oh, hands down.
Yeah.
We started early and often. At
Okay.
that point, and actually, I think my buddy Chris Coward was in town.
All right.
And actually at the game. So we started well before the game. So at that point, I was pretty long gone. Pretty long gone. David Stern did not react.
He did not.
Nothing.
And he didn't.
He's heard worse.
He's a professional, you guys.
Yeah.
Seen worse than that. You didn't even cuss at him.
No, I didn't. I'm respectful.
So, T-Ray, you've had any run-ins with anybody?
Met Raleigh Fingers at San Diego Airport.
Did you touch his mustache?
I do like that.
Like got his.
That would be interesting, yeah.
Like he was like right in front of me in line. I'm like, holy crap! He had the mustache, so it was pretty.
What's Raleigh do now besides like Rock and Jock softball celebrity softball games?
Well, this would have been like 1990. Like I have no idea what he was doing.
Was he wearing that jersey with like 10 different logos on it?
No, he signed my ticket. That's where I got it.
Your samurai sword? You're gonna not get Randy Johnson.
I mean, that was like impromptu where I didn't realize I was going to meet anybody famous.
Nick, you run into anyone?
We saw Tony La Russa eating soup in Moline.
That's right.
What do you mean we saw him? We hung out with him.
I mean, that's bold.
I sat down with him and hung out with him.
You served him soup,
we sat next to him and we like talked to him for like 30 seconds. I wouldn't say we hung out with Tony La Russa.
We sat down for at least 10 minutes with him. Because he talked about how much he loved the city of Chicago.
Yeah,
was the thing that stuck out with me. Was him saying he spent a lot of time in Chicago.
What did he think
really
he was in
loved it
Chicago?
there. Huh?
Did he get? Was he lost? Did you think he was in Chicago?
Did somebody tell him it's just like little Chicago here?
No, because we were talking with La Russa. So this is at a bar I owned in Moline. Vato pointed this out. Everybody else was oblivious to the fact that Tony La Russa just walked into the bar. There were about 10 people in the bar. Vato looked at me and just slapped me on the shoulder and goes, "Dude, is that Tony La Russa?" Like at the side of his mouth. I'm like, I think so. Like, no way. Like, we were kind of like dumbfounded. And then he ordered his beer, and I was trying to kind of trick him. So I said, I'm like, "Yeah, do you have a credit card to start a tab?" And his response was the best. Remember what he said? He goes, "Do you really need that?"
You know me.
And I went, "Nah, you're right. Go ahead." So I let him go sit down without taking a card for his tab. So he went and sit down. Yeah, that's when he said he ordered some soup and everything else. Then after the fact, after he was done eating, we went over and said, "Hey, Tony, very nice to meet you." Quietly, we said, we're fans. We're baseball fans. We didn't want to bug him. And he gestured to sit down. He's like, yeah, grab a seat, man. We sat down. We, BS'd about the Cardinals, the White Sox, a couple other things, and didn't bring up his DUIs. So
good call.
But the question was, what was he doing in town?
He was in town for like a minor league, some kind of training thing.
He coaching or scouting?
He was coaching, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what Tony La Russa was doing here.
Yeah, that was the question. We're like, what is he doing?
But he was by himself. It was like
he doing in
it was like
Moline on a
10:30 at night on a Wednesday, and he was eating soup at a bar in Moline.
I don't know. We had Chuck Long in studio once.
Yeah,
we did.
Yeah,
we did.
I met Tommy Lasorda before.
That'd be fun.
One of the 1993 World Series games. He was super nice, crazy nice.
I think he'd be fun from jump.
Yeah, nice guy.
I met Ike Turner.
Did
really?
You? Yeah. He was in town for Blues Fest one time. So this is at Old Chicago. I met about 3 or 4 different
Who's the
big musicians in Old Chicago, just because of the hotels that were around there, and that was a popular place for them to stop. But I got really mad when somebody played "What's Love Got to Do with It" on the jukebox. Yeah, he got up and left.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Good for Ike. Well, I mean, not
it was
really.
about
but
him
yeah,
beating.
Yeah, that's not
beating
good.
His wife,
Not good for Ike.
so,
That's not.
Ron Jeremy. Was
That's
in
an
town.
interesting one.
Ron Jeremy was in town.
What's he famous for?
Pornography.
Stuff.
The Hedgehog.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You liar.
I once saw Sharon DeReek in public.
I have, yeah.
It's great.
We
I met Paula Sands.
Did you?
You betcha.
Wow.
I've been on Paul
Very
Sands
nice.
twice.
Oh, well,
That's
twice.
That's pretty much as good as it gets in the QC, right?
I did a shot of Jaeger with Dave Coulier.
Yeah. Cut it out.
Joey from Full House.
No, we all know who
we're-
Dave Coulier is. Another Canadian. What is this show today?
No, people are gonna say, "Oh, Uncle Joey." No, it wasn't Uncle Joey. It was just Joey. But we were at Mac's Tavern in downtown Davenport.
Were people calling him Uncle Joey, and he's like, no,
Yes.
just Joe.
No.
I
He
prefer
didn't-
you
he
call me
didn't-
Joe.
He didn't correct anybody. He was very, very nice. So he was in town to do his show Friday and Saturday night. I met him on a Friday night, and a friend of mine who was in charge of taking him out for the night, said, "Serge, come on over. You want to meet Dave?" And I said, "Absolutely, I do." So I was one of the few that was calm about it because all these drunk Ambrose kids were falling all over him. And he stood there, and I said, "Hey, very nice to meet you. Big fan of you. I grew up on a lot of your comedy and stuff, so big fan. Very nice to meet you." Shook his hand. Then there was an awkward pause in the conversation. So I opened up with, "You want to do a shot?"
Well, there you go.
He said, "Sure." So Gary at Max said, "Serge, what can I get for you?" He looked up. He didn't see Dave Coulier standing next to me. He just looked up at me. I said, "We'll do 2 shots of Jaeger." So he brings over 2 shots of Jaeger, then looks up and sees Dave Coulier. Looks at Dave, looks at me, and goes, "All right, I've seen it all. We're good." Just put his head down. So Dave
Well, there you
Coulier,
go.
we did a shot of Jaeger.
Was he drinking Woodchuck?
He was not, but that's a good joke. I get it. I get it. I know what you did there.
I met Ashton Kutcher once, Jay.
Chris?
No, whatever his name is. He was in my way to get to my food. I said, "Excuse me."
You did?
I had no idea it was him.
Big moment. It's a big moment.
I was hungry.
I got a text from a very, very friendly and very nice former Iowa Hawkeye and former NFL linebacker Pat Anger about my approach to having Ric Flair in the autograph the picture.
Yeah.
And his text is pretty spot on. He said, write out the script for him, then have him sign it, cut out the middleman.
Yeah.
It's a good
right.
call.
Yeah.
Right?
Like you put the what have you and whatnot, and then he just signs his name.
You guys are so much smarter than me. Like I would not have. Yeah, good for everybody here. It's team. That's what teamwork makes the dream work.
Well,
you know what
Pat
else?
Anger, he's famous too. You know?
Teamwork makes me smile.
I've met Pat Anger.
Today makes me smile. And it's
Can't
also
even see Marvin, and I know he's.
it's also National Smile Day.
Get back, Jack.
Yeah.
National Smile Day.
There was like a 10-minute window this morning where I was gonna look up all the dumb national days just so I could steal your routine, just so I could take your work and then leave you with nothing left. But here we are on National Smile Day.
You would have hated today, by the way. 'Cause
Well,
let
who
me
has
tell
the
you.
world's most famous smile of all time?
Who can turn the world on with a smile?
Oh, that's a good question.
Okay,
Who's got the
famous
best smile?
smiles. It's got to be the cat from Alice in Wonderland, right?
It's not terrible.
Not terrible.
Okay.
Who's got the best smile?
The Joker.
All right,
The
I'm with
Grinch?
you.
Wow. Why do I think Christy Brinkley?
Well, I'm thinking Kelly
LeBron.
Because of Christmas, because of National Lampoon's Vacation.
I don't know. Who's got the best smile? Who did? These are all good.
Who was all
Joker's
famous
really
for
good.
the Joker?
The Joker's good.
People famous for their smile or characters per se, like the cat.
Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
But when he does the
mask, right?
mask, yeah.
Who's got? You gotta have dimples with the smile, right? Who's got the dimples?
AC Slater.
Dude, Gary Coleman.
Gary Coleman.
Gary Coleman obviously has the best smile.
What about
this
Topanga?
This is obvious.
What about Topanga?
Yeah, the dimple.
Why does that seem so random?
Topanga's got a good smile.
Does she ever?
Topanga.
Yeah, from Boy Meets
How
World.
old are we, gentlemen?
You talking about
Gary Coleman and Topanga.
See, if I would have been here earlier, I would have had Stager put out that song "Cause I Love Your Smile," and then we would have played that going.
What about
in
Sarah
Wait,
Smile?
who's that?
I'm not done though. That's Hall & Oates.
Why not?
It's also National Macaroon Day.
What the heck is a macaroon?
What is National Macaroon Day?
Macaruna.
It's a coconut.
Hey, macaruna.
It's a small coconut cookie.
Hey, Jay.
Yes.
Your dad drank scotch with Robert Mitchum.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Oh.
Well, that tops everybody.
Jay's dad drinks scotch with a lot of people.
That was a long time ago. It was the 70s.
Is you sure it was Robert Mitchum and not a poster of Robert Mitchum?
It was the 70s. A lot of things are going on there.
He struck him out in 4 pitches.
That's right.
4 pitches.
You know why? Because it was 0-2 and he wasted one. That's why he struck him out 4 pitches.
He threw one away.
Ron doesn't mess around.
Dor said that he hung out with Moose Johnson watching the NCAA tournament. And then he saw George Brett sit in a bar with the biggest head he's ever seen.
Oh, Dor? Yeah.
Which one?
Oh, it's Michael Strahan, best smile.
Oh,
That's good.
yeah.
That's good.
We got to make sure when Dor comes.
Leon Spinks.
Dor's out there. If Dor comes into town for Bix Fest, we got to have him on the air. So he's got an open invitation. All right. National Autonomous Vehicle Day.
Smart.
What?
Yeah. It's an important holiday. We should all observe it every year.
Should we?
Self-driving cars, both manned and unmanned aerial vehicles are something like out of a science fiction movie, but they're cutting-edge technologies. It's National Autonomous Vehicle Day. Do you have an autonomous vehicle?
You don't have like a Roomba? That counts, right?
Okay, this is where it gets really hard for me. Necrotizing Fasciitis Awareness Day.
What?
Give me more.
It's a rare skin disease. It's a rare disease which affects the soft tissues of the skin, and if it's not treated properly, can spread quickly.
Well,
it's National Speak in Complete Sentences Day, which I'm a big advocate for. National Speak in Complete Sentences.
Pronounce advocate again.
No LOLs, no ASAPs, no ROFLs.
JK.
No JKs. Just spell it out.
Okay.
It's also National Save Your Hearing Day.
What?
Yep, exactly. And finally, it's National Utah Day.
Johnny Utah?
Johnny Utah.
Number 9.
One last thing before we go to break that I saw and I put it on Twitter. Why is it possible, and if ESPN's put it on there, so no, ESPN doesn't need to justify whether it's sports or not. Why is it possible? Why is there an 8-way tie for the championship of National Scripps Howard Spelling Bee Day? Why? How hard is it that they just give up and they run out of words? That's not true. Is that a real thing?
Listen, man,
they said they ran out of words.
The spelling competition is gonna hit a maximum value, right? Like everybody knows. There's games to it. Like, these kids are incredible.
I can't believe you have a legitimate argument for this, and I'm believing this.
All they had to do was have the newest words be the contestants' first names.
Okay, that's not bad.
I'm dead serious.
I'm with you. Yeah, that's the cutthroat one right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spell your competitor's first name.
That's actually. That's not bad.
It's
not great. Borderline racist, but it's not.
That's the not great part. It's a name. It's another culture.
I know, but it's I understand.
Racist. You're racist.
Uh-oh.
I just say that. But
when we get back, we'll figure out who's racist.
No,
racist or not racist?
I mean, there was a kid named Shadirdamon.
No, I don't.
Okay.
I think we're stealing a bit from somebody. I think there is a game already called Racist Not Racist on another radio show.
To make it not racist, all they have to do is say, what is the country of origin? They tell you the country of origin where this name was from, and then you have to spell it.
Well, there you go.
I'm with you. I just can't believe that's the real thing. They ran out of words.
They run out of words.
That's what I'm asking.
Well, dictionary was empty.
Kids are good.
I don't know.
The dictionary. How could they go through that many?
I don't know, Jay Bird.
It was a 3-day event.
I call BS on running out of words too.
Okay.
Webster's that book is pretty good.
Who wrote it?
Jesus.
So what?
Webster, look at you. Who wrote Webster Dictionary? Okay, look at you.
Agreeing with me.
Like on stand-up. You know what? If they're looking for comedians tonight after this WrestleFest, they need to go your way.
The question is, what is the criteria to be a word in the spelling bee? How difficult does it have to be?
All right. Well, we'll figure all this out after break because we're getting too close to Ric Flair. All right.
I can't wait.
If you want the latest in TV and security technology but don't know where to start, you need to call Done Right TV Security Solutions and get started today. They'll take the guesswork out of choosing the latest smart home technology with your budget in mind. Dish has been a leader in technology for years, and the Hopper Smart HD DVR interacts with your smart speaker to change channels, pause, and fast forward with just the sound of your voice. When you sign up today, you're going to receive a Nest doorbell system free, courtesy of our friends at Done Right. Call 866-84-RIGHT and let them provide professional installation with personal service that's trusted by thousands of businesses and homeowners in the Quad Cities. Restrictions apply and requires an internet-connected hopper. That's Done Right TV and Security, 866-84-RIGHT.
This is Rachel Alger with St. Ambrose University, and you are listening to Don't Hassle Us. We're local on ESPN 93.5.
Renewal by Anderson.
These days, finding a sound investment is a real challenge, to say the least.
Oh, except when it comes to your home.
That's right. And when it came time to replace our old, drafty windows, we opted for quality with style, installed by professionals.
I'm Sam Hare with Renewal by Anderson. Let's celebrate Memorial Day with our 31-day sale. Celebrate with savings. $350 off every window and $900 off every patio door. Plus, text USA to 96714 for additional Memorial Day savings. Start saving on your energy bills this Memorial Day with the Energy Star Partner of the Year, windows from Renewal by Anderson. Remember, text USA to 96714 for additional Memorial Day savings. Visit our showroom in Davenport or visit us online at renewalbyanderson.com.
Renewal by Anderson. We love our new windows.
Aye, this be Mardi Gras Mark here, reminding you that Gumbo Yaya be happening June 8th in the district. This Mardi Gras party like none other in the Quad Cities. There's bands coming from Louisiana, Cajun food, and don't forget about them beads. New this year, free horse and carriage rides from 5 to 9 and outdoor dueling pianos in the Voodoo Lounge. Gumbo Yaya, June 8th, downtown Rock Island, sponsored by Daiquiri Factory and Icons. Les bon temps roulés!
Are you retired? Don't want full-time? Have a CDLA? We've got the perfect job for you. This is Eric at Winger Truck Line, where flexible home time really means something. You don't have to drive for us full-time. Tell us when you want to work. Work the days you want. At Winger Truck Line, we respect you and what's important to you. Drive for Winger and you'll see. We say what we mean, and we mean what we say. Call me today at Winger Truck Line, 800-593-6433, or visit drivewtl.com.
ESPN 93.5 is the Quad Cities sports leader and home of your local sports show, Don't Hassle Us, We're Local. Listen for a chance to win everything from tickets to free food. Every time you win and pick up your prize at the ESPN 93.5 Pepsi ticket window, we'll give you a Pepsi for the road as well. It's like winning twice. Get more chances to win by downloading the ESPN 93.5 app or going to ESPN935.com. From the Quad Cities sports leader, ESPN 93.5.
From the first pitch to the last out, you'll hear every inning of Chicago Cubs baseball on ESPN 93.5.
He's at the warning track. It's at the wall. So long.
Presented by Frick's Tap, Glens Creek Golf Course, G&G Retailers, Augustana College Athletic Department, Sexton Ford, American Family Insurance, Adam Rattler Agency.
Game over. Cubs win.
The Chicago Cubs are on the Quad Cities sports leader, ESPN 93.5.
From the Sheedy Family Chiropractic Studios, this is the Quad Cities sports leader, ESPN 93.5, KJOC Bettendorf.
Here in the Hassle Palace, brought to you by Done Right Satellite and Dish. You're listening to Don't Hassle So Local here on ESPN 93.5.
Yesterday's scores, top performers, brought to you by Harrington's Pub in Bettendorf, Iowa. Chicago White Sox beat the Cleveland Indians 10-4. St. Louis Cardinals beat the Philadelphia Phillies 5-3. The Brewers bested the Pirates 11-5. The Tampa Bay Rays cheated again. Not again to beat the Twins, but as usual, they cheat. Everyone has to cheat to beat the Twins. It was 14-3. But the reason why it was 14-3 is the Twins had a bet. Some of the players I heard, and it was that the over/under was 10.5, and it was the attendance of is the attendance going to be higher than the score of the total score of the game, and so yeah, the attendance was lower at the Tampa Bay Rays than 14-3. So. All right. So that's how it happens. Sorry for the Tampa Bay Rays down there. 4-2, Kansas City Royals beat Texas Rangers. Today, 6 o'clock, Milwaukee plays Pittsburgh. Minnesota, Tampa Bay at 6:10. We have
Pittsburgh Pirates.
Pittsburgh Pirates.
I don't do it as well as you guys. Kansas City Royals travel down to Texas, 7 o'clock start. Cleveland at Cedar Rapids. Chicago White Sox, 7 o'clock. And the Cubs in St. Louis. Uh-oh. Is Chris Bryant going to get thrown at?
KB? Why?
Yeah, because they still bring up that it's a boring type of thing because he said it's kind of a boring town. And then
he's not wrong.
He's not wrong.
John Goodman's been on TV saying it's not true.
The Minnesota Twins lead in the Central has gotten down to single digits.
Commercials.
It's only 9.5
St.
now.
Louis.
Cubs
John
are half
Goodman
game
does
up.
commercials for St.
Yeah, he's from St. Louis.
Happy birthday to Kenny Lofton.
Kenny Loggins?
He's a young 52 today.
I'm all right.
Kenny Lofton, a Hall of Famer?
We can get to that. I don't believe so.
No?
Jay, we are literally less than 20 seconds away from that phone ringing.
Yeah, well.
I see you watching it like a hawk.
Toronto Raptors, like we said, won 118-109 over the Golden State Warriors. Happy birthday to Nate Robinson there. Now that you guys talked about Siakam's big game, right?
We did.
In just his third season in the NBA, he made a big impression, scoring 32 points and chipping in 8 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2 blocks. In the last 50 years, only 3 players scored 30-plus points in Game 1 of the Finals, while in one of their first 3 seasons as a pro. They include Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Hakeem Olajuwon, and Tim Duncan. What a good company he's
That's
in.
not bad.
The playoff forecast now, to win this, the current odds by percentages. Toronto is at 61.4%, Golden State at 38.6%.
Look at Longville over there just smiling.
Not to be outdone on milestones, Steph Curry scored 34 points last night, going 4 for 9 from three-point range. That moved Curry into the top 25 all-time in career points in the NBA Finals, as well as making him the first player in Finals history with 100 made three-pointers. It's pretty impressive. Did you guys talk about Drake? Oh, boy.
All right, boys, here it is.
Buckle up.
You're on 93.5. Please tell me this is the Nature Boy.
It is.
All right.
Oh, wow. So, Rick, got to ride in the land jet with you on the way from the airport to the hotel. Do we call you? Do we call you Ric Flair? Do we call you the Nature Boy? Do we call you the Champ? Do we call you the Man? What would you like us to call you?
Call me Rick. What? You can call me easy. Whatever you want, man.
Call you easy. Call you Rick.
That's the Bobby Duncan called me Easy Money.
So, you're in town for the SCW Pro event, and
Yes.
you're gonna do a little meet and greet. You mentioned that you've been down you've been in this area before.
I have. I broke in Minneapolis, which I think a lot of people know about, and I would drive to Moline and then spend the night and go back to Minneapolis, or make a round trip and go back. Oftentimes, I would go have to drive to Winnipeg and back, which was 1,000 round trip, and then do this thing, which is about 380 to 400 from Minneapolis in round trip. So those were the good old days.
Those were the good old days.
That's where you get to know your partners.
Yeah.
drink some beer and talk about everything under the sun.
That was before the smartphones and everything else that people were.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There was no phones. No woman could track you down. You were on your own.
We've got
those damn cell phones kill all our gimmicks.
What kind of beer did you drink?
Hey, especially when they start with the picture capability.
Oh yeah, the picture capability. Do you want to touch upon that?
Yeah, that could get you in trouble.
No. What was the advice? What was the advice that you said that you would give us about the picture capability?
Don't take them.
Don't take them. Okay.
It's pretty simple, right?
Yeah. And make sure you have a release to whoever you send them to.
Don't be out there sending Rick pics.
Yeah, really, exactly. That could come back to bite you.
Yeah, it sure does. So Serge asked you, what was the beer choice that you were drinking when you guys were traveling down the road? Sharing stories.
I've been a Miller Lite guy my whole life.
Miller Lite. Okay.
Miller Lite. Yeah, I mean I could drink. Yeah, don't misunderstand me, but nothing like I walked in this hotel today and the first thing I looked at, like I had got radar. I looked across the lobby of this beautiful Hyatt, and there was a Miller Lite draft beer spout, and I went, Jesus, I'm home. But I got another couple months before I can really start having it that. So
Okay.
Everything right now is moderation, but at least I'm up and running.
Yeah. And you've never been. It's funny. It's great. The moderation thing is great. It is when the doctor tells you that. Do you look at him and say, "Hey, I'm the nature boy. I'll let you know what the moderation is going to be for me."
No, as a matter of fact, I've tried that. That promo doesn't work with them. What's scary? What's scary is that between the 4 doctors I have now, like heart surgery, pulmonologist, my primary care physician, whoever else, and I've been a few, my surgeon that put me together a year and a half ago, and then reversed the stone on my stomach in July of 18. They all have one thing in common. I think they all think that if I go from the wheelchair, from the room, which is mandatory, in a wheelchair, to the entrance of the hotel, right? And then they think that my wife drives me over to the bar. I swear.
That's what they think.
That's the last word. They actually walk me to the car now. No.
So, Rick, what was the analogy?
Is my reputation that bad?
No. They're just overprotective. You're a national treasure.
There was a time when just saying you knew me would get you divorced.
I'm telling my wife I know you want to get home.
That brings us to another question, Rick.
Yeah, I can't come home tonight. I hang out with the champs in town. Yeah, right. Like I was the scapegoat from hell. God, no wonder that's so much peace.
The people out here want to know what city or state have the best looking women.
What city or state? Boy, I tell you, that's hard to say. They're there's beautiful women everywhere. I can tell you this: Chicago is just a phenomenal town to hang out in, and there's certainly a lot of beautiful women. I think there's beautiful women everywhere. Especially this hotel. My wife, of course.
I can hear
the nails. She's about to. The nail technician gets you out there.
Listen, I'm very mindful of her presence.
As well, you should be, sir.
You gotta see what she's wearing right now.
Woo! You got a camera phone, don't you?
All right, Rick. You mentioned.
I wasn't kidding about that being 35 years old for her.
You mentioned
it's like running a marathon.
There you go, buddy.
Well, you got that Ferrari engine in you now. You're good to go.
Yeah, but when it comes to her, I got to run by the pharmacy.
So, Rick, you mentioned earlier about the promo that you had to cut. Listen, I'm clearly the best one on the microphone in this room. So, if you could give some advice to these guys that are in here how to do a good promo, what would it be?
Well, first of all, you have to be for it to be received and taken in any kind of with any kind of credence or seriousness. You have to have your facts correct, and then it's just basically what you feel. And yesterday was the first time. There were two reasons that happened. Number one, I've been sick and had to cancel some events. I think even the folks here thought that I might not be able to make it. Because everybody takes illness seriously and they respect it and they're disappointed, but they're not mad.
You're referring to the YouTube post for your promo, right?
What's that?
You're referring to you're referring to the YouTube post. Okay.
Yeah, and I've got people now I've got TV commercials coming up for a couple different people, and one of them is nationwide, and I wanted them to see that I've got the energy that I had. And really, I have more energy since this last thing went down than I've had in 5 years.
Okay. Now, tonight...
Literally, don't misunderstand me. I'm not completely healed yet, and I've got to take it easy, for another 2 months, but I'm going to do it right way this time. I probably shouldn't have even been so pushing myself as hard as I did yesterday, but I feel great, and it came out of it, and I just have to mind the doctor. My biggest problem is if I think I can do one thing, then I get away with it, then I'll try something else. And this time I'm going to take their advice to the fullest, and I think that's the essence of really getting it done the right way.
Okay, so if
it's just when you go as far down as I did in August of 17, gosh, it's gonna be 2 years this August. Where I literally almost died. Everything dies in you. I mean, everything gets reset. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I mean, you deal with not only the intestinal problems, but that your heart. And I think what I was telling an anchor yesterday on a news show in Atlanta, that you really find out just how much of your body your heart controls and your heart depends on. Does that make sense?
It does, but in everything you're saying, like you said, you're bringing everything back, and you wanted to show people that you have more energy, and you got that promo, but you're known for all those. I mean, there's websites that have your best lines ever, and there's YouTubes and everything else. Where do you come up with, where does that come from? Is it come from you have to be yourself, like you said, like the style and profiling, jet
you
flying,
gotta feel it.
or like whether you like it or you don't you love it, you better learn to like it because we're the best thing, best thing going on. Is it?
Yeah.
I mean, are you on the road where you're sometimes on the road and you say something like that's good, or does it just come to you most of the time naturally?
Well, all that stuff you're making reference to was back in the 80s. That most of the majority that I thought up, and it was on the road, driving down the highway, drinking.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the best times, which I think would apply to even the kids today, are things that you think about when you're on the road. Now, I certainly wouldn't recommend anybody drink a case of beer. Everybody, the kids relax. They're much more conscientious than we were. I mean, God, we all drove drunk for so many years, not even thinking about the consequences. Even when I moved to the Carolinas, I could get a ticket going 90 miles an hour. A guy would give you a paper ticket, take your money after right there. I just keep going. I get 4 tickets sometimes between Charleston and Charlotte in a 400-mile drive.
But when even the promos, you say like it was the 1980s, those promos, and you said those things. Do you have a feeling that Conor McGregor kind of, and this is actually coming from the comment line from TK, don't you feel like in a way Conor McGregor is using what you've said and kind of applying it to the UFC when he does his promos?
Yeah, most definitely I do. But I mean, I think he's recognized. I think he's said that. But it's he dresses immaculately. Well, first of all, what you have to be to pull that off is you have to be really good at what you're doing. Okay, I mean, I've seen a lot of people in a lot of different aspects or phases of not just wrestling but life in period. Just getting dressed up and walking in doesn't mean you're a great lawyer. Does that make sense?
Right.
Yes, yeah.
It's being a good lawyer is a guy that's number one honest, and they're hard to find. Because they they go in there defending you, and after the case is over, they're shaking hands and best friends with the guy who represented the opposition. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
I've seen that way too often, and doctors, of course, everybody's got an opinion. So, but in the case of wrestling, for me, basically everything I said I lived. Which it has been good for me. It's been bad for me, but that was just me.
Yeah,
and I didn't have to work at it.
Tonight at the SCW Pro event at the Turnbuckle, you have meet and greet, and there'll be some autographs. What is some of the strangest things people have had you autograph?
Oh man, you guys are a family chat.
No, you can make it. We're ESPN. It's noon to 2.
I have had girls say to me, "Well, I've got a tattoo here. You can sign it." No, I don't think so, honey. Probably not going to happen.
Non-body parts. That's the weirdest thing.
Yeah, weirdest non-body part, right?
However, feel free to show me. No, God, you have no idea. But it's all good, and this is such a great part of the world. I'm from the Midwest. I live in the South now and have for 46 years. I've been in the South, between Charlotte and Atlanta. But there's nothing like the Midwest. I mean, Minnesota, Illinois, Iowa, Nebraska. I mean, it's a whole different, it's basically a whole different culture. But the fans are the same. They love wrestling. It's universally loved, universally respected, and I'm excited. I told Wendy yesterday, I think we sent this to the car, I would have taken a private jet rather than miss this event.
That's awesome.
Because, I still be careful, but, at the time, I just have to, keep it in check, which is the hardest word I've ever had to learn in my life, moderation. So I'm choking on it now.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna stay with it until I'm 100%, and then, good Lord, God only knows what's gonna happen then.
So it's got to be. I mean, the way that social media has changed, and the influence that, vice versa, that WWE and and social media also affects WWE. It's got to be it's a completely different world. How do you adapt as you get? How did you adapt from going to the kayfabe, the behind the curtains, to now everybody kind of knows your business? Where before, they didn't really know your business. They knew you as a champ, but now they know every single wrestler and what's going on because they let them behind the curtain.
Well, it's funny you bring that up. That was a tough adjustment for me, but I didn't. I think that it's tougher for the people that can't. I've been able to accept a lot of changes in the business, and to my credit, the people that haven't have not succeeded. So, for all the negatives that I perceived being old school, they've made the business better. The WWE, we hated it when they did that as an NWA guy, but I look back on it, it didn't take me long to figure out, what, they're right, and it doesn't take anything away from the work ethic or the athleticism or the commitment to being the best, whether it be through working out or talking or, whatever it is. If you want to be good, you're going to put the time, and you're going to put not only the family, the personal, but you're going to have to put everything on the back burner if you want to be a top guy or girl.
Yeah, I mean,
and a lot of people aren't prepared to do that. Wrestling is not a part-time job. It's just like going to medical school. You spend the hours, not with books, but you spend hours, watching tape. If that's what does it for you, practicing, looking in the mirror, just talking to other people. But it becomes a 24-hour job, a 24-hour-a-day job. And as a result of that, the kids today are making that kind of money. They deserve it.
Well,
God bless them.
Well, yeah, but I mean, and it's just funny that you mentioned to see as the business evolved, you as a person evolved too, because you said you can either not accept it, and you said they haven't been the people, and maybe the different wrestlers, different style that weren't used to breaking kayfabe. You can either accept it and move on, or if the business is going to leave you behind because you're not adapting to. You got to adapt to what's going on in society. And Champ, I mean, you've made it all these years. You've definitely adapted to every situation possible, and I want to thank you for your time. And we look forward to seeing you tonight. We're going to see. I mean, I'll be back on the land jet, picking you up again.
All right, man.
Anything you want me to bring?
No. We'll have a cold one afterwards.
Okay.
Can we get 2 claps and a woo?
You got 2 claps and a Ric Flair woo.
Awesome. That's fantastic.
See you guys tonight.
Yeah, we'll see you tonight. Thanks, Champ. Appreciate you.
I want to see everybody from this area tonight.
All right, you heard that,
I'll
Quad
be
Cities.
I'll be extremely disappointed.
There you go.
We don't have a sellout. I only do. I got 3 rules. I don't run through airports. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't ride in taxis. Okay.
Yeah.
4 actually. I don't ride in hotel shuttles, and I only work for sold-out arenas.
There you go.
I got one last thing, champ. I tried to play it as cool as can be. You made my day. You made my month. You made my year. Thank you so much for today, and I look forward to just talking with you just a little bit tonight.
Thanks so much, guys. Thanks for all the respect.
Thanks, champ. Appreciate it.
Well, there we go.
I think I'm gonna cry.
Don't do it.
I mean,
I'm not gonna cry.
You hit it. You hit it right, Jay. National treasure, Ric Flair.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
100%.
A complete legend in his field and in general.
In general.
Yeah.
The doctors. That's why they walk him to the car. You got to take care of him.
Dude,
Like,
it's
one
Ric
of the
Flair.
greats,
Yeah.
without question.
He's up there with, name it.
If you want to run it down real quick, the Mount Rushmore. It always gets a little hazy after this.
What, we're talking about wrestling or just national treasures?
Oh, national treasure. Flair is a national treasure.
Without
He
question.
Oh, you're over there. I didn't know if
Yeah.
you were giving me a hard time. He
No,
really
I am
is.
not.
You got him and Pat Sajak.
It's Ric Flair,
Yeah.
Pat Sajak.
Maya Angelou, Abraham Lincoln. That's it.
That's
That's the only 4.
You're leaving the 4
We gotta
spot
go
blank.
modern.
That's it.
Sajak. You can't, I'm not letting Sajak not be on this
Well, I'm
list.
giving T-Roy Sajak because he really wants it. I don't know why. Like, I just feel like if I argue with him about it, it's gonna go forever. Like, I'm not fine. You can have Sajak.
What? I'm somebody else. I'm with Flair. You can have Angelou or whatever. That's fine with me.
Yeah. I'll take it.
Sergi, you got one?
No.
For what?
I'm
trying to just figure out what we just did for 20 minutes. All right, I'm at a
Talk
loss.
to Ric Flair, man.
I know,
It was
but
great.
I'm at a complete loss.
Jay will be dizzy in the
Oh,
Quad
I am
Cities the rest of the
100%
afternoon.
dizzy right now.
Jay blacked out.
Yeah, I did black out, and then I'm like, why aren't you guys asking questions? I can't. I don't know what I'm talking about right now.
What are we gonna? We
just
talk,
let you go,
we gonna
man.
talk over Ric Flair?
Yeah,
I was like-
I actually did
Does
that twice.
anything any of us could possibly say more important than anything Ric Flair would say?
Or
No.
for Jay's questions to Ric Flair, like, am I going to say something? Jay's
No.
going to go, I have the question.
I like
No,
the
I would
question
never-
what beer it was. I was waiting to hear back. I was like, that was a good one. I'm like, all right. I would just let him go, man. And then Jay had all this stuff. I'm like, this is Jay's day. We started out, it was Anti-Foster Friday, and then we turned it into
And
Foster
as
Friday.
it turns out, it's National Smile Day.
It's National.
And this really did do
And
it.
guess what?
Want to know who has the best smile in show business? Jay Foster
Foster.
after talking to Ric Flair.
Yeah, this is really.
Can't slap that off his face.
Yeah,
I want to go back to the Philippines and play Smiles.
So now that he did that, when I take the picture, the picture we take, like he's right there, and I touch his shoulder, and I'm like, what am I doing? Like and then he's like, well, they're like, I'm like, we gotta throw up the 4s, right? 4 horsemen, and Ric Flair's so smart, he realizes there's 3, so he gives 2 to make sure that there's four hands up there. This is not his first time.
He's been there before.
night, dude.
Listen, here's the important question.
been here before.
When's the next time you're gonna wash that hand?
Oh, the thing is the crazy. I'm going to be on the land jet to pick him up. I'm going to hang out with him till 7:30 at night. It's ridiculous.
Are you just like after this gets done? Are you driving straight to Molina International just to see him off?
If he says
And
like,
wait there
hey,
for
if
2
he,
days?
if he does, well, he doesn't ride shuttles. You heard that,
Right?
Why
doesn't
would
get
he?
taxi
He's Ric
cabs.
Flair,
Yeah.
for God's
He
sakes.
doesn't run through
Are
taxi
you
cabs.
going to wave at the plane when it leaves?
Oh, probably.
Yes.
Probably.
Like an old-timey person waving at a ship rolling off in the distance.
Yeah.
It's just Jay dressed up.
Jay in his car. He's leaving.
You
on
say
a
that.
jet plane.
I'll go back to that. But you
Don't
say that
know if I'll
about
be
that
back
national treasure.
again.
That we walked into that airport and we were actually behind. We were behind because all the construction, everything else. So he had gotten out, but he had just gotten the airport.
You left Ric Flair hanging out at the Molina International
close.
Airport?
So close.
Are you kidding me? You were
close.
late to this?
No. We were on time, but I mean, we are talking 30 seconds of time. He had already made. He had made it off the plane. Went to the bathroom. When he came out, we were there.
You didn't have a sign that said Nature Boy?
We instead, when the land jet opened up, his music was playing.
Yeah.
So when he came out,
right.
when he came out, and his wife was just like, "They're playing your music," So he really liked
Who
that.
did that?
Jay set up. I hit the button.
Yeah. I hit the button.
Jay said, I hit the button.
It was teamwork. We both so Marvin took care of it. Fine. Yeah.
So we were that.
It was Jay's idea, but I pressed play.
But when we walked in,
Marvin's my secretary. I'll be taking payment for that.
And
legit. everyone was saying that was Ric Flair. Like,
Yeah.
and I'm talking at least 60 people, and then there's one guy who's
He's kind of recognizable.
Yeah, someone was picking up his friend who traveled with his young son, and the kid was like, and the son had to be about 6, and he's like, Ric Flair, and he's like, he's a professional wrestler, and he's like, but I don't know him. He's like, it's Ric Flair. Like, dad's
You
trying to
will.
explain. Trying to explain, and
It's like,
I mean, as soon as he came out,
He's like,
people
when
are
I get
taking
home, I'm
pictures.
punching your mama right
They
in
were
the mouth.
legitimately, like, seriously, like 60 people were just sitting there, just like, oh my God, it's Ric Flair taking pictures. But speaking of treasures, we have Tiffany in here.
It's
Financial Fitness Friday.
She's a financial treasure.
That's
if
right.
You will.
So we're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna have Tiffany in here to talk to us, and and then again, I am still dizzy. I'm not lying.
I wish we had like a Olivia Newton-John bump for her.
I held it. I held it strong the entire time. I did not mark out or anything like that. So
We're also proud of you.
You should be.
I can't wait to talk about it when we get off air.
Okay.
All right. Front Street Brewery is the oldest brew pub in the state of Iowa, nestled beautifully along the bank of the mighty Mississippi. And it's served the fine community of Davenport since 1992. Right now, guys, we're just hoping that tap room holds on down there in the Freight House complex. Like I said, we had Adam in earlier, so get down there, drink some Davenport Gold. We've been having that all day. The Wise Guy as well, the Raging River, and their ever so popular Cherry Bomb Blonde. Just make sure you keep checking out their Facebook page for what's going on, when they're open, how you can get to them, and they'll be more than happy to accommodate all your needs. Those are our friends from Front Street Brewery.
The first ever Nitro Nostalgia Nationals is coming to Cordova International Raceway Saturday, June 1st. Come see Jim Young in his Nitro Nostalgia front engine dragster, Victory Nostalgia Super Stocks, Nostalgia Pro Stocks, and Gassers. Plus Joe Haas featuring 3 Nitro Funny Cars. Gates open up at 9 a.m. on Saturday, June 1st. Hot Track at noon and Pro Show 3 at 6. Adults are just $20. Kids 6 to 12, only $5. Go to racecir.com for more info. Nitro Nostalgia Nationals is coming to Cordova International Raceway Saturday, June 1st. Be there.
Did you see that game last night?
Ooh, instant classic.
I can't believe how much Burton was sweating in the ninth. You could see each bead dripping off his brow.
I didn't see him sweating.
My girlfriend was blown away by his clear skin. She kept going on and on about what his daily regime is. It was pretty impressive. I'm sure you noticed that.
Yeah, I didn't notice his smooth skin.
Either you don't have a girlfriend or you don't have DirecTV.
I don't have either, actually.
Wow. Really?
Live sports that aren't in 4K are just kinda TV. Only DirecTV has the most live sports in 4K. Don't just kinda TV, DirecTV. Switch from Dish and get a $200 reward card. Limited 4K programming available. Requires entertainment package or higher and compatible equipment. Reward card with 24-month agreement. Maintain service and redeem within 75 days. Card within 4 weeks. Limited time offer. Select markets only. Requires 2-room setup. Minimum $47 per month for 12 months after discount. Price is higher in second year. New residential customers only. Equipment lease, activation, installation, early termination, equipment non-return, and other charges and restrictions apply.
Aye, this be Mardi Gras Mark here, reminding you that Gumbo Yaya be happening June 8th in the district. This Mardi Gras party like none other in the Quad Cities. There's bands coming from Louisiana, Cajun food, and don't forget about them beads. New this year, free horse and carriage rides from 5 to 9 and outdoor dueling pianos in the Voodoo Lounge. Gumbo Yaya, June 8th, downtown Rock Island. Sponsored by Daiquiri Factory and Icons. Les bon temps roulés!
Maybe you're ready to be a homeowner or looking towards retiring a little early. When you have plans, Midwest Bank has ideas to help bring them to life. From personal loans to mortgages, home improvement loans, and more, the experts at First Midwest Bank will work with you to give you and your family momentum toward life. You have plans. First Midwest Bank has ideas. Talk to one of our expert bankers in the Quad Cities today and learn more at firstmidwestbank.com/ideas. First Midwest, your local Quad Cities bank. Loan subject to credit approval. If security interest is property insurance is required.
All right, everybody, we're coming back in here to the Hassel Palace. There's only one way to follow up the Nature Boy.
Whatever bridge you get stuck on,
Marvin.
stick with us. The Quad City Sport.
See, when I do it, it just stops automatically. I don't have to put up. See, you messed up my board. You ruined my day, Tiffany. Is what Marvin just did.
Jay's hair.
Anyway, there's only one way to follow up the Nature Boy, everybody, and that is Financial Fridays with Tiffany.
The Nature Lady.
That's right.
The financial guru of the QCA.
The
if you will.
phenom of Fort Dodge.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you're from
coming in.
Fort Dodge.
Coming in hot, guys.
Uh-oh.
Can we get 2 claps and a woo?
Woo!
There you go.
She knows what she's doing.
Oh, hell yeah.
All right, Tiffany. So what do you got for us today, kid?
Today. Okay, guys. Before you came to work today, what'd you spend some money on? I mean, just like stopping at the gas station.
Nothing.
Did you pick up a bang?
Nope.
Who picked up
I already had one in the fridge.
Okay. How much is your bang?
I feel like you need to explain
Priceless.
what you're talking about. This is an energy
It's a financial
drink.
Yeah, all right.
Okay. I'm gonna
How
get there,
much
guys.
is your bang?
Okay. So
She bangs. She bangs.
They're
I was waiting for that.
Tiffany, they're roughly
She
$2.
grows.
Thank you. Okay, so what I'm getting at is financial fitness is a habit, right?
Habit.
It's a habit. And there's a book called The Latte Factor by David Bach.
I'm with you.
Was he from
is-
Bachman Turner Overdrive?
No, but he is just amazing. He is an amazing author, and he made the Latte Factor, which means that if you give up like $5 a day, and if you invest it or save it, that can make a whole big difference. So
Sure.
my thing is, I go out to eat for lunch every day.
Uh-oh. Tiffany, that's not financially sound.
I know, right? Especially if I'm paying for it.
Oh.
Well, who else would pay for it?
Well, managers or
There's people out there.
yeah, or
People. What she's
maybe-
basically saying is if you want to buy her lunch, she's welcome. You're welcome.
Come on down.
come on down or drinks, whatever.
Yeah.
See it happen.
Yeah,
Liquid lunch.
later tonight. Okay.
Sandwiches in every beer, Tiff.
Yep.
So you asked me
So what
about
I-
if
yes,
we stopped
please.
and bought anything on the way in. So what I try to do to save a little bit is when I go to the grocery store, stock up on my either energy drinks that I'm going to have for the morning or anything else or a snack. That way I don't have to stop at the gas station or stop at a Starbucks or anything else.
Really,
Hey, you know what
you're really
though?
thrifty.
Another thing
I
that
want
people
someone
don't know
that's
about
not thrifty.
Sergi,
Who's
Tiffany.
not thrifty?
Sergi is he's a coupon clipper. He really is.
No, I know
yeah.
Serge. Serge is a very good saver. I know this. Okay, so who splurges a little? Please help me out, guys.
Boy, it would have to be Serge if we said
honey.
splurges. 'Cause
Every
it
day.
rhymes, but we can't say
Yes,
that.
honey.
Every day.
Okay.
Splurges?
today.
Oh.
What'd you get, Longo?
Yes, thank
I don't
you.
drink coffee.
An iced coffee.
And
Iced
how much
coffee.
was it? $5.66.
I bought it at Hy-Vee. It
Pick
was
up
$2.94.
No.
I win that live.
$2.94. That's not bad
Okay.
for Starbucks.
They
That's
call
not
it
bad.
$5.
And by the way,
Now it's like
whoever
$10.
runs that Starbucks, extremely nice gentleman.
Okay.
Nice.
All right, come on. Who can give me some like bad habits? Okay.
Well,
Bad habits to spend money on? Chewing tobacco.
Okay.
Cigarettes.
Who does? Okay, but I need you guys
Pornhub's
to
free,
admit it.
so I don't think that's a bad habit.
Well,
Okay.
what if you get the premium? Anyway, all right.
Well, then you might be stuck.
Rick picks.
Okay, so let's just say Jay subscribes to the premium of Rick.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
This is
Hypothetically.
This is a great. This is going well. This is going well.
And it's $10 a month. Or
Is
10
it? All right. Okay. Yeah. All right.
That seems like a great deal.
I'm sorry, I meant to say $10 a day.
$10 a day.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
also
$10
worth
a
it.
day. All right.
Also worth it.
Okay, $10 a day.
Thanks.
All right.
Yeah, keep on going with me because that's what I used in my figures.
Yeah, it's $10 a
Right?
day.
$10 a day. What if you just like Googled them on the internet and found Rick Picks? Like,
Can we not use Rick
Free
Picks and that
Why?
I'm paying
It's-
$10 a day for Rick Picks?
No,
Can we not do
No,
this?
this is the
Too
example
late.
we're using.
Okay.
This is
all right.
our example. This
Okay.
is what you guys wouldn't tell me anything else. So so I got to pick. So anyways,
I love her.
so over 5 years,
Okay.
if you would save 10, I just said $20 or I'm sorry,
$10 a day. It's up to $20 a day.
$200 a month. Okay, $200 a month for 5 years.
Ooh,
Could you guys cut that out of your budget?
that's a lot of Rick Picks.
I know.
What if we cut just
What's he
half?
gonna do on the day to day?
Well, he's gonna have to like Google like some free picks. Could you do that?
Or
Right?
just
Jay.
or take some snaps of your phone.
Yeah, do these little snappy
like
things.
when you're on there, just the spot that really gets you excited. Just
Jaybird. So just watch the free trailers instead of downloading the
there
whole
you
thing.
go.
Jay, can you make this lifestyle choice for us?
Your friend, you to do it, Jay.
I can. Yes, I can. Tiffany, yes, I can
This
Google.
is for your financial
I could
fitness.
Google this instead and Google image instead of spending $10 a day. You're right.
You ever notice he has a large right arm?
T-Roy. T-Roy.
What?
All right.
Okay, you would have $15,000 after 5 years.
If I just gave up my $10 a day habit.
Of Rick picks. Yes.
Rick picks.
Just think, 15 grand after 10 years or 5 years.
15
Yeah.
hot ones.
And that's
Why didn't we stick with cigarettes? Like that seems like
Nobody smokes anymore.
Yeah, you can't smoke in bars. Okay.
We've only had 2
You
since we've
can
been
look
on
at
the
Rick
air.
Picks and bars. No one's gonna stop you as long as you're not going, "Hey Marvy, look at this."
This is America.
Marvy, get your tongue off my phone.
Why are you always on your phone?
It's a subscription. I have a problem.
All right, so in
So that's 5 years.
Yes.
All right. What would you do with $15,000
Right
in
now.
5 years?
Buy more Rick picks.
Jay would build a Rick statue for his bedroom.
All right. So let's. I'm gonna get Jay off the hook for just a moment.
Appreciate that.
Just,
You're gonna get Jay off the.
Yeah,
We made him cry, but I don't think it was a tears of joy.
We're good.
all right.
Sunglasses
So
back on.
let's just say that we waited 20 years. Okay, we gave up the Rick picks for 20 years.
Keep saying
I
it.
would say you got
You
the
haven't
habit
given up
broke.
saying it though. That's
At
the
that
thing.
point, you got the
Yeah,
habit, bro.
and we have a healthy habit, right?
We're-
Because we want healthy habits.
Healthy habits. That's a bicycle joint too.
Yeah. Well.
Free advertising for them right now.
Hey, free. Free. You would have over $30,000. Just giving up the Rick picks.
Wait,
$200
Wait
a
a
month.
minute. 5 years is 15,000, and 20 years is over 30,000.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like it would be more than that.
Well, it depends what your rate of return is.
Yeah.
I'm using.
You walked into that one.
Yes, actually, you know what? You're damn right. It would be more than that.
I think it would.
I was on the wrong slide.
It's all right.
Wow. I mean that premium subscription. The
You
price
say it
goes
was
up.
15 after 5, and I would say after 20, it's gonna be 75,000.
After 20, it's $122,000.
Really gotta give up.
hard, everyone.
I really got to give up this problem that I have.
It's because he's reinvesting this money,
Yeah.
though,
Yep.
and he's
With the compound
interest.
Yeah.
Bingo.
And-
Well, you didn't tell me we were doing compound interest.
I know. What's up? Yeah.
And
So
Every
Jay,
day,
if you
every
just
day,
give up
every
your
day,
terrible,
every day.
terrible addiction, maybe you'd have $120,000 by now.
Sick bastard, you.
Just $200 a month into a Roth IRA. You'd be able to take out tax free, which you know what that means?
Means you're.
When Jay's 20
means
years
it
from
means
now.
the government ain't getting none of your bones, son.
Yeah, there's no 30% to the IRS.
Yeah.
Think of all the boxed wine you could buy with that.
there. Yeah, that's
Or
more
Just
likely
think about all the old
addiction
Rick
that I would
picks
have
you
for
could
$10.
buy.
Besides, you keep saying it, and I thought we were not going to do. We were going a different direction.
We've already gone
then-
down
yeah.
this road.
Just saying, if you can eliminate any addiction.
Yes.
And if it.
Yes.
If
Or
it,
bad,
and if
not just addiction, just
financially-
bad habits.
Just
Yes,
bad habits.
a bad habit that
Jay?
financially is equivalent to what Jay's been up to.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And it would save you this kind of money, is what we're getting at.
Over a 20-year period of time, all you have to do is switch your paycheck to hold back, save a little bit more in your 401k.
Yeah.
Boom, there you're done.
Drop it like it's hot.
So can we
That's
just
like
can we round this back into the financial fitness Friday?
Automatic
Yes.
investing.
There you go.
That's
Thank
a good
you.
habit. So let's
And
all
if you invest it straight out of your paycheck, then it's tax free.
Correct.
Bingo.
So if you just think
Bingo.
to yourself every day on the way to work, how much is your bang worth?
Correct.
Yes, and why not just buy it wholesale like he does, Mr. Thrifty Pants?
Clip the
Yeah.
coupon.
That's what they
Yeah,
call me.
And then, and then you could
Mr. Thrifty Pants.
20 years from now, just think you wouldn't even notice it's gone because you're giving up that bad habit, those subscriptions, and
Jay?
and
This
you're
is
gonna
this
have,
is turning into an intervention over a fake thing that we just started.
Okay.
And now it's turning into
We
intervention.
had to bring Ric Flair on just to get to this.
Jay.
You need to stop.
Jay, we're here because we love you.
This is
Yes,
turning
Jay.
into a very strange intervention.
Okay, no, but you know what? I care more about the people that are listening because this is for real, people. There are about 20% of people who actually retire financially independent. So if we change one habit, one of our bad habits, every day.
Mm-hmm.
And save $200 a month for.
Looking at you, Jay.
$200 a month.
Yeah.
Okay.
20 years is not a long time.
Nope.
Not in adulthood life.
Not in space time.
Yeah, and that's like almost 150 G's if you can get better than 14%.
If you can get your life together, Jay.
150 G's.
Get it
coming your
together,
way.
Jay.
Yep. So that's
All
my
right.
financial fitness tip. Just do it. Just automatically invest automatically.
It's an everyday
up
right?
your
I love
every
it.
day. Every day.
Well, guys,
Every day, every day.
we're gonna hit one more break before we go, and then we're gonna come back, round up the day, talk about all Jay's bad habits. You don't go anywhere, Tiffany.
I won't.
All right.
I'm not going anywhere.
Does that sound great?
Talk about Tiffany's Just the Tips.
There you go.
Leader is ESPN 93.5. ESPN 93.5 wants you to be an insider. Access great contests and giveaways and be in the know at ESPN935.com.
ESPN 93.5 is the
From the first pitch to the last out, you'll hear every inning of Chicago Cubs baseball on ESPN 93.5.
He's at the warning track. It's at the wall. Solo.
Presented by Frick's Tap, Glens Creek Golf Course, G&G Retailers, Augustana College Athletic Department, Sexton Ford, American Family Insurance, Adam Rattler Agency.
Game over. Cubs win.
The Chicago Cubs are on the Quad Cities sports leader, ESPN 93.5.
ESPN 93.5 wants you to be an insider. Access great contests and giveaways and be in the know at ESPN935.com. Brought to you by Necker's Jewelers, where the Quad Cities gets engaged, and ESPN Quad Cities. From local to global, ESPN 93.5 has you covered with your Quad Cities sports talk show. It's Don't Hassle Us, We're Local. Talk sports with your favorite foursome, T-Roy, Jay Bird, Serge, and you. Weekdays from noon to 2 on ESPN 93.5.
ESPN 93.5 is the Quad Cities sports leader and home of your local sports show, Don't Hassle Us, We're Local. Listen for a chance to win everything from tickets to free food. Every time you win and pick up your prize at the ESPN 93.5 Pepsi ticket window, we'll give you a Pepsi for the road as well. It's like winning twice. Get more chances to win by downloading the ESPN 93.5 app or going to ESPN935.com. From the Quad Cities sports leader, ESPN 93.5.
The Will Kane Show, 2 till 5 on the Quad Cities sports leader, ESPN 93.5.
All right, we are back in the Hassle Palace, wrapping up this beautiful Friday. Brought to our friends by Done Right Satellite and Dish. Still have our Tiffany in studio with all of our financial stuff going on. So it was a wonderful day, Quad Cities. If you have to go back and listen to any part of the show, you can find it. Jay, tell them where.
You can find it on our Facebook. You can Facebook Live. You can also go to our YouTube. It's QC Hassle. You can download the app at your Podbean or go to your iTunes. And always, you can listen to us on Facebook Live. You listen to ESPN 93.5. And you can listen on your computer. Those are the live ones. But if you want to go back and listen, I suggest Facebook
The Ric
Live.
Flair interview was excellent. The beginning of the show was excellent without you.
It was. You guys did a good job.
We missed you,
not
though.
needed.
We truly did.
I
miss
know.
you.
It was nice without you.
I'm bad. I would tell you this, that, there's always, what's the segment at the end of Lebitard? They're like, oh, what'd you learn today? I'm glad we don't do that, because then we'd learn I have some sick addiction and that I'm definitely in need of an intervention.
And
And
some BS 3-page letter that says what we know, what we don't know, and what we should do.
yeah, it's true.
Or what Serge said.
And I guess that's a wrap up of our week of
crap letter.
It was. We went off pretty hard the other day.
Yeah, yesterday. And
Good. How long till she gets fired? Over under.
Hey, what about something more important?
Okay.
Yes. Hey,
What
lay it out.
habit
Tiff, you
are
got
we
2
gonna
minutes.
change?
Tell me.
What habit are we going to change? Come on, give it to me,
Our
guys.
financial habits, we're going to stop something bad.
Yeah, I'm going to start going to Panera.
Quit buying your
for lunch.
yes, do it. Why would you go there?
Because that's where I meet my clients.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
And sometimes I get $2 off salads, but you know what? I'm going to stop going there so I can save $200 a month.
I'm with you, Tiff.
I know. Okay, that's
All right, that's
20
my
years from
homework.
now-
I'll report back to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
20 years from now, we're going to have dinner on you then.
Monday
Hell
morning.
yeah, it'll be a
Monday at
great
noon.
dinner.
Is it going to be is the NBA Finals going to be 1-1 or is it going to be 2-0?
2-0.
1-1.
1-1.
1-1.
Come Monday morning, is Tiffany going to go to Panera?
Oh, Monday afternoon for lunch.
Pick two? You getting the pick two? Is that what you're doing?
I just get the soup.
We should call it
and
on
an
Monday.
apple. The
Yeah.
apple's still in my purse.
All right. Well, that's
All right, everybody. That's going to wrap up the show.
It's a great show. Thank you
sign
to
us
the
out of here,
Ninja
brother.
Boy. Thanks for Packed House. We got Marvin. We got Longbow. We got Top. We got Tiffany. Serge is back. T-Roy's here. Guys, it's always fun to have all you in here. I know it can be crazy on your end when you're listening with your ears, but we have a good time in here, and we hope you have a good time with us. It's always fun to have
We're going to
the band
send you
together.
out with our friends from the Dawn.